What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. How y'all doing today? Have you had a good week so far? Halfway through the week. I saw Brian already mentioned it's hump day. Love to hear that. Halfway through all the fun times. So hope you guys are having a good week. We've had a lot of stuff in the bowling world this week. We've had a lot of stuff going on. So we'll be talking about all of that today. Our major new announcement is the PBA Elite Tour. We're going to dive into that. A little bit of an evolution off of our PBA rumors talk that happened on Monday. So we'll talk about that a little bit. There's been all stuff going on all over the place in the bowling world. So we'll try to cover everything that we possibly can. Remember, we are live on 4 different platforms today. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch, TikTok, and Facebook. So if you want to watch in a different format, you can absolutely do that. I want to give a big shout out to all of our Twitch guys who are hopping into the stream today. We just hit 600 total followers. Huge thank you to everybody over on the Twitch side. Y'all are the absolute best. It is fantastic to see that that a lot of guys are jumping over on Twitch, being able to get that ad-free viewing with some Amazon Prime subscriptions. It's awesome to see. Super, super cool to see. So let us see who was number one first person of the day. It was Mike. Mike coming in, let's go. Smoked a whole chicken and some ribs. Love to hear that. That would have been delicious. My dinner tonight was very mediocre because I've been rushing. I'm gone for the next 4-ish days. I'm working at a youth event, the Midwest Youth Championship up in central Minnesota. So I will be gone. So I'm trying to make sure everything is ready for the next couple of days. So my dinner was a breakfast sandwich and a Pop-Tart. Yeah. Oh, and some Gorilla Mind. Can never forget the Gorilla Mind. White gummy bear today. Or no, has a different flavor. Red gummy fish. Sorry. White gummy bear is rain. They didn't want any copyright things, so they went to the red gummy fish. You know, totally a different thing. Hey, Dasher, Pop-Tarts rule, especially when you get the s'more one. But let's see who is all hopping in. Yofo, what's up? Turtle Guy, how you doing? Billy, Eric, Brian, Aaron, Kai, Grumpa, Bilo, Michael, Nico, let's see, Mark, Dom, Barry, what is going on to all of you? I see Phil, I see Peak, I see Dasher, I see everybody coming in today. EK, Lime Guy, Andre over on TikTok, love to have all you guys. So let's see, what are you guys all talking about today? Yeah, the 2 live streams, I'm glad you guys are really enjoying those. I'm glad you're liking the 2 live streams a week. Eric, remember the new PBA Elite regional events are only if you're part of the Elite Four? Nah, not exactly. Not exactly. We don't know how many are actually getting into it. It did say invitation only, so I'll be curious. I'm guessing it's like you have to. What I'm guessing is we're actually going to have true seasons for the regional. This is again a complete guess. But it's the invitation only doesn't mean they'll like pick their favorites. Is my guess. Is there's going to be some kind of point system would make sense. But we'll be talking about the PBA Elite Tour in just a second. Brian, now if only both are in the evening. Nah, but I got to give a nod to all of our guys who aren't able to make the evening squad in case they are, you know, a lot of the overseas guys. This right now, it's like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. for a lot of our overseas folks. So I want to be able to get them a stream as well. Bilo, what's up? Happy to be able to catch a live stream before League tonight. Hey, good luck at League tonight, man. Good luck. We are getting so close to the League season. It's absolutely crazy. We are so close. Kai, what is going on, man? Nico, I love how Brooklyn Rob called Ryan Barnes clickbait. Get his show is clickbait. I did. Yeah, Stu called me about that. That was funny. Sweet the Rack is going scorched earth right now, and so they started getting into a beef with Chris Barnes. So that's been fun to see. If you want to go a little read on Facebook, go check out Chris Barnes' stuff, and you'll see a little fight going on. TLDR is that Sweep the Rack called out Barnes for clickbait because Barnes called him out for clickbait, and now it's just like a back and forth. Yeah, they'll probably be coming after me next week, by the way, so be ready for that. Aaron, I can't believe it's Wednesday already. Agreed. Did you say there's going to be another announcement August 10th? Yes, absolutely. So to bring everybody into the loop, on Monday, the PBA announced the PBA Elite Tour. This is going to be an enhancement and another segment of the PBA Regional Tour, which is going to have 3 events per region. There's 7 total regions in the PBA world. So 21 events are going to be coming at the end of 2026 in all of these different regions, 3 per time, all live streamed, all with a larger prize fund. Now, the rumors are saying $10,000. Nothing has been confirmed about how much yet. But there's going to be 3 elite events, and those are going to lead into the RPI. I believe that's a Regional Players Invitational is what I believe it stands for. It's going to lead into that, and then it leads to the PBA National Tour and the PBA Combine, which we don't know much about yet. But they dropped us a little teaser and a little trailer because that's what good marketing is. I'm going to be honest. A lot of guys are calling out the marketing, but I don't think bowling understands what marketing is outside of the bowling world, and that is what marketing generally is you drop a trailer, you drop some teasers, you drop some little hints that are going on, and then you drop the big reveal. So they did that, they announced that, and then coming up next Monday, August 10th, they said there's going to be more details. So on Monday, we're going to have some videos out whenever that drops. I think this last one dropped at like 9:45 a.m. Central Time. So it should be around the same time, and then there'll be some more information about what this new evolution is going to be. So it should be interesting. A couple of the rumors were already proven false, which is a good thing. So yeah, there's been rumors all over the place. That's what started kind of that sweep the rack stuff. Is they shot out a lot of rumors. If you were on the stream on Monday, you saw a lot of guys coming in saying, "I heard this is happening. I heard that is happening." So that's what started, the Barnes and the sweep the rack argument, and probably me getting pulled into the middle of that at some point anyways too, which is gonna be great. But no, it'll be really cool to hear what they do. I love that we're gonna get some change to the regional tour. I personally I'm saying this as a spectator, as a as an armchair quarterback I was not the biggest fan of the regional tour because the guys who do well there, like generally I see sports because I'm a baseball and basketball guy, and that's what I was growing up. I saw the regional tour going in as like, oh, that's like the minor leagues. That's the guys who can't quite make it to the majors, but are working towards that. Others saw it differently, but it seems like the PBA is trying to go more towards that route is the way it sounds. It's supposed to be like kind of like a Corn Ferry Tour. If you guys know golf at all, the Corn Ferry Tour is like the setup that you need, or like the not amateur, the minor leagues of golf, where you work in that, you win enough events, and then you get bumped up to the majors. That's what it seems like PBA is trying to do, which is cool. That's a good way to get more sponsorship and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I'll be able to bring you guys a lot more. Let's see. Aaron, yeah, we hit Brian. Oh, he doesn't know what clickbait means. I think the word clickbait gets thrown around from a lot of guys who don't really know what clickbait is either. Clickbait is generally, I mean, there's different levels of it. I mean, there were some guys I know in some comment section saying, "Oh, everything is clickbait." Not exactly. If the topic is shown and it's not like fear mongering, or it's not like pointing you in a completely different direction, that's not clickbait. That's just explaining what it is. That's just a description. But clickbait is like saying like, "I shot 300 in this game," and then you shoot like 220. Barry, what do you think of the Hammer Hazmat Pearl? It was fine. It just no one cared for it. Because the hazmat wasn't very well loved. It was okay. There's better balls, but nothing great. Nico, so how'd you get invited to the Midwest Youth? I was the second option. Yeah, Mitch Hoope was originally lined up for it, and he wasn't able to make it for a reason. So Storm hit me up and asked if I could go in his place. So it's very cool for Storm to think of me for that one. So it worked out very well. I was going to go anyway for their ball demo. That's happening tomorrow night. So for anyone who doesn't know, there's a giant youth tournament going on in Minnesota. Hey, thank you for the Galaxy Bomber. Really appreciate it. There's a big youth tournament called the Midwest Youth Championship going on. Ton of youth go there. $5,000 for the winner. 3 different divisions. There is a boys division, girls division, and a handicap division, which is open to anybody. But there's actually handicap involved based on what your average is. And it's like $5,000, $3,500, and $3,000. I think it depends on entries. Ton of bowlers go. It's a 3-day event or 4-day event, Thursday through Sunday. You bowl like a 4 or 6, I think it's 6-game qualifier, and then you get brought into Sunday, which is match play day. So I was asked to go for Thursday and on Sunday specifically. So I'll be helping with the ball demo. I'm actually going to go Friday to go bowl the adult youth event that's happening. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be coming in for the main live stream, which is going to be ND Bowling. If you don't know, they are a North Dakota specific live streaming platform. So I will be with them for all day on that day. RJ, Storm should put you on their send list for doing this favor to them. Hey, I would not be against that. Yeah, I would not be against that. That'd be a good way to be able to get an IQ Sapphire. Yofo, what would be the GOAT ball for house shots for a two-handed balanced lefty? Generally things like alerts, IQs, even the danger zone wouldn't be bad. Like, you don't want stuff that's too quick over on the left side for house shots, but quick enough. Barry, we hit you, Barry. Kai, I've only seen Packy throw the Intel Tour. Yeah, Charles from the Hype does have a review on it, but I was looking at that right before this. I was watching as many reviews as I could this morning to try to get an idea of where all the balls fit. We have a review on every ball except for, I believe, Sarah Clausen made a review on the Evil Eye Pearl. And then, I think Charles might have made one for the Evil Eye Pearl as well. Yeah, he did. And then we have like one review for the Intel Tour, which was Charles. So, yeah, I'll be curious more to see. It basically seems like a beefier NU 2.0 where it's going to be a little earlier. And Charles was saying smoother, but I think it's just earlier in general and acts more like a bigger ASIM more than a urethane-like ball. So I think that seems like where it's fitting right now. Bomber, I'm thinking I'll be able to make it to Alec tomorrow. Oh, nice. Awesome. That'll be cool. I will see you there then. Yofo, we hit. Gotta toast them s'mores. I like the s'more Pop-Tarts without being toasted. I'm a weirdo. I'm definitely a weirdo. Hey, Sean, thank you for the $20 super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's well your way. Shot 300 number 2 at Turner Club, San Antonio. Nice. Congratulations, man. And you ignored the scoreboard, met Rob at Pinnacle Lanes, had a cool CTD spare ball. Hey, that is awesome. Congratulations, man. That is super cool. Love that. Absolutely love that. Hope things are going well your way as well. And they sound like they are with a nice little 300 there. Hey, Jerry Mars sighting, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Lime Guy. Only problem about league season coming up is school is also coming. That is true. We are in our school season for any of our guys in high school or college or middle school. So it's coming up quick. Is IQ Sapphire a good middle ball? It's a little lower on the middle ball category. It's not really quite middle of the arsenal for most guys. It's a little bit lower than that. So I'm seeing it as a weak and sharp ball based on our 6-ball scale right now. If you're more rev dominant, it's going to fit more in that medium category, but it is weaker. It's stronger than a Typhoon, but it's weaker than like a Rocket or a Phase 2 Pearl or things like that. What about the Combine? Dude, I'm so excited for the Combine because it just sounds so cool in all honesty. Like I just love the idea of a bowling combine. I have a parody video that's going to be coming out soon. I'm going to actually be recording it right after this about the PBA Combine. But I'm so curious what it is more than anything. And I'm a guy who loves entertainment events. I think entertainment events are very good for bowling because we don't really have them. Right? We had a couple this year. We had the EJ and Belmo match to start the season, which was really cool, streamed on YouTube, so it was free. That was awesome. USA versus the World. Unfortunately, those guys, like, it seemed like nobody really cared about the event. And that's kind of the hard thing with the entertainment events is people don't care even if you put money in it. Some of the pros just do not care or want to be there as much, which is unfortunate. So I think the Combine will be cool because people are going to try hard because it's going to be it's not going to be you're not going to see Belmo at the doing the Combine, but I'll be curious to see whatever it is and see a couple of guys just going hard at it. That's going to be super cool. It's going to be super sweet. Or it's going to suck, one or the other. My hopes are staying high because it just sounds like a cool event, but it could suck. We have no idea what it is yet. We'll probably find out more of that on Monday. Hey, Brandon, what up, glasses, Zach? Yeah, first time pulling out the glasses in a couple of months, actually. I haven't worn these. I had to wipe some dust off of them. They were sitting there for a while. Rev Dude, I'm here in Southern Cal. I've used a Spider-Man chamois for a while, and nobody has asked about ZVL. With the new purple and yellow one, I've had 2 people ask, isn't that the guy on YouTube? Hey, that's super cool. That's awesome. Thank you so much, man. Which is surprising because now is the time to pull out the Spider-Man chamois. This is the perfect time. Great movie, by the way. I went to see it a couple days ago. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. James Felty, weekend warriors or regional bowlers, guys with normal jobs during the week. But is that really what you want the regional tour to be is kind of the big question mark of all of this. That's where me coming in, I didn't realize that's what it was. It was guys who didn't even want to make it because I talked about on Beef and Barnes a little bit, like coming in, like if I'm taking a step back, if regionals are supposed to be a minor league, and this is, all hypothetical. if they were supposed to be a minor league, you'd think those guys want to make it to the national level. Now, bowling is tough, not weird, tough, because you don't make a crazy amount of money on tour. Like for golf, if you're on the Corn Ferry Tour, you're making money to make a living, but you want to make it to that next level because then you're a pro and you're making a lot of money, buku money. But bowling, we don't really have that as much. So I think they're trying to probably slowly get it that way, is my assumption. I'm not really sure. We'll see. Jerry, you bowling the 11th frame? I am. I'm going to be on B squad. I am going to be the lovely B squad. We're going to be leaving pretty early from my place because we have a wedding the night before. So should be able to make some good time at least, hopefully. James Garza, what's the Turbo X NU good for? Being smooth. That's the question I have with the new Intel Tour. The Intel Tour seems like it wants to be the Turbo X NU in a lot of ways. So I need to see a comparison between those two bowling balls. Now, nobody made anything about the Turbo XNU at all. There's very few reviews of that ball. I don't know why. I'm tempted to grab one solely because nobody else talks about it. I had actually, speaking of the 11th frame, I had Joe Engelkees up here in Owatonna over this last weekend, and he actually threw the Turbo XNU for most of qualifying. I think he said he had to switch out of it near the end of the block, I believe, but he was throwing the Turbo XNU, which was cool. So it's just a big smooth ball, which is great. Victor, bowling the day after a giant party. I may have done that once or twice. That's what bowlers do. That's what all bowlers seem to do. No, it should be good. It's only like a 3-hour drive, maybe 3.5 hours, but nah, it should be fun. I'm excited to go up there. I haven't bowled in Dubuque in a hot minute, so it'll be exciting. That'll be one of the biggest tournament I've bowled in a little while as well. I bowled a lot of like Minnesota specific tournaments, and it'll be good to actually go and see a lot of the regional, kind of more the Midwest guys instead of just Minnesota guys. No offense to all the Minnesota guys out there. Y'all are the best, but I got to go and see other people. It's not you, it's me. It's like, this isn't a breakup. This is just a goodbye for now. That's all. Barry, I don't know how to transition off that. Barry, what are your feelings on the Nebula? Nebula is a great ball. It is probably the third best pearl ball that Motive has. Now, it's not saying much because they only have like 6 balls, but they actually have some pretty good pearls right now. I think the Nebula is getting overshadowed a bit by the Venom Hysteria right now because they fit in a similar part of the bag. But no, Nebula is a good ball. Grump, have you heard if there's any demos coming to the central Wisconsin area? I believe there are. I need to check with our Storm rep, his name's Andy Shutt, to see what that schedule looks like. If I can get a true schedule from him, I know he's still working around like getting dates set, but if I can get that schedule, I will get it to you guys as soon as humanly possible. I am a strong advocate that ball demos need to be promoted better. So a lot of the companies ask for the pro shops to actually advertise these events, and pro shops suck at advertising these events. They're terrible at it. So I'm sorry to any pro shops there. A Facebook post doesn't really get it out to the right people. So I would love to be able to promote that a little bit just to help people out a little bit. Josh, what's going on? $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I'm just here for the raffle. Brother, you're only 2 weeks late. Hey, if you come back next year at the same time, I bet you'll be right on time for it. Storm asked you, yeah, Storm hit me up, and they were in a bind. Obviously, they would rather have one of their pros do it. But I was the last option, so it worked out well. They didn't tell me I was the last option. I just assumed so because it was pretty short notice, and it sounded like a lot of the pros have other stuff going. But yeah, no, it's really cool. It'll be cool to be able to go to the event. I'm not representing Storm in any way. Like, I'm not with Storm or anything, but they just asked me, which is really cool. I've been able to make a pretty good relationship with a lot of the ball companies right now, especially Storm and Brunswick. I've been talking to a lot lately. So it's been good to be able to work with them a lot more and to be able to do some things with them. So hopefully more to come in the future. Hey, Meads and Cam, thank you for the follows on TikTok. Really appreciate it. Make sure to follow if you haven't. Make sure to check if you are followed or subscribed. Best way to help support the channel. Best way to help us want to continue making all these lovely live streams for y'all. What week layout will help my low axis tilt and low speed? You're going to love long pins. 5 1/8, 5 1/4 inch pins. Grandpa resurfacing your hazmat pearl and solid. Nice. Yofo, why is Venom Shock not good on house? It's too slow. overall. It's just a little too smooth. It's really good on sport because of how smooth it is, but it's a little too smooth for house. I also think the Phase 2 isn't the best house shot ball in the world either. I never include that. You usually want something that's a little bit quicker than that guy, because it's sometimes a little too big and a little too slow. Tori Casey, Virtue guys did not like the alert. They did not. I know. I watched that review. I was a little surprised, but it makes sense based on their ball reaction. It was wild. It was kind of bad. Yeah, it was. I've never seen him give a rating below potato. So if you've never watched the Virtue Bowling Supply guys, they do a bunch of ball reviews for every ball, and they have a scale. It isn't A, B, C, D, F, but they put an emote in it. Like they have, I think, a fire category and a meh category and a potato Potato is like their C tier or D. C or D, one or the other. And then they have a garbage in F, and they did not like the warning alert. It was very, very over under for those guys. Andrew Burns, IQ Tour Ruby, good or bad for league? I think it's good for the burn. Nico, I have a thought that the combine for be for kids graduating college. I could see it being for more than just them, though. It wouldn't surprise me. Wayne, you got to track synthesis for 109 on eBay. That is sick. Nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. Braden Fowler, what happened? Strange. I love potatoes. Hey, it might just be a small potato instead of a big potato. If anybody's watched Brand New Day, you will get that reference. Got to know what a small potato is versus a big potato. Braden, what do you miss? So, for a quick recap of what is going on in the PBA world, there have been a bunch of rumors going around about the future of a lot of PBA stuff. And Monday, it was announced that the PBA is adding a segment to the regional tour called the PBA Elite Tour. This is going to be a tour that consists of 3 events in 7 different regions, so 21 total events with larger prize fund, more marketing, live streams on Bowl TV and YouTube for all of them, which is going to be pretty cool. I love that YouTube was added. That is like my favorite part of the whole announcement, because I am a big fan of free bowling. Watching free bowling somewhere is huge. That's how you grow the sport. So there's going to be an elite tour that is getting added. They're starting it for 2026, coming in September, October, and then it sounds like they're going to do it in the future as well. But it was just a teaser. They just teased a lot of stuff. There's a full announcement coming this coming Monday about what it all entails. So this isn't a replacement of the PBA Regional Tour. There's a lot of fear-mongering going on. I've tried to snuff it out as best I can, but there's way too much of it going around. I had to comment on a video about an hour ago, a YouTuber who tried to fear-monger saying the sky is falling, the Regional Tour is dead, Lucky Strike killed everything. That's not what happened. This is a addition to the Regional Tour is the way it sounds. There's still going to be regional events, but it sounds like there's going to be a little bit different. Yeah, Meads, and we're waiting on the PBA 50 regional is where the big question mark is. They canceled all the PBA 50 regional events, so I don't know what's going on with that going forward. We'll have to see a little bit to see. Let's see. If they have 3 tiers, the lowest tier, that is January to August, could be for the Weekend Warrior. Yes, yeah, that would be my guess. Hey, Mr. Mike Flanagan hopping in. What is going on? How you doing? You're not shipped out anywhere right now? Jeez. Thought you were busy for a while. You're probably leaving tomorrow. Barnes, the hype Charles compared the the Turbo NU to the Intel Tour. Hey, that is perfect. I'm gonna have to rewatch. It must have been near the end because I watched the first like half or 3/4 of it. So I'm gonna have to go back and check. Nebula being $40 more expensive than the Hysteria. That's the big issue. Yeah, the big issue is that Hysteria is so much cheaper than a Nebula. Mike, Yofo doesn't want any more raffles. The raffles were great. Raffles were fun. Big Mike, could you have the Venom Hysteria and IQ Sapphire? Yes and no. You have to kind of be careful with those. The Sapphire is going to be a bit weaker than the Hysteria, but they are going to be close-ish. So if you have like a 6-ball bag, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend something a little bit weaker than the Sapphire, a little bit stronger than the Hysteria. And also, especially with you being more rev dominant, I know you've said extremely rev dominant in the past. That's where something like the like a Hustle or a Fury really comes into play instead of the Sapphire. Plus, you're saving a lot of money. The biggest issue with the Sapphire right now, it's $185 retail. It is one of the most expensive balls, and it is by far the most expensive ball for that category, which is nuts. So If you want something in that slot and you don't want to spend money, I wouldn't get a Sapphire, which sucks because I'm super hyped about the Sapphire. I love Pearl IQs. I absolutely adore them, but we will find out. We will find out. Travis Roberts, first time league bowler. Hey, good luck, man. Good luck. What would be a good handicap? I would not worry about it. I would not worry about your handicap at all. Go in, do what you can do, and go from there. There really isn't a good or bad in a lot of ways, especially for your first year of league. Like, don't worry too much. Don't worry too much. Grump, I feel bad for Luke Rosedal. He sounds very burnt out. Wish he could take some time off to get the rest he needs. Afraid he'll go the way of Ben. No, Luke's not leaving. Don't worry about that. Luke, I'm not letting Luke leave. Are you kidding me? Nah, I'm not. I'm not allowing that dude to leave. No, yeah, I mean, it's a lot. He got sent, I mean, he gets sent a lot of bowling balls. He had a lot of reviews coming out. It doesn't really give him time to do other kinds of videos. And that's tough. I feel for a lot of those guys in a lot of ways. It's why sometimes I question, like, would I actually want to do ball reviews or not? Because that's a lot. It's a lot. Ball reviews are definitely the longest created videos. Like, it takes the most time to make those, and vlogs are the big two. So it's kind of tough because I know he loves the education side as much as I do. So he would love to get back more into that. And he has lately, which is good. But it's tough. It's tough. So make sure to go support Luke Rosedal, by the way. Make sure to go support his page. He's probably the best bowling YouTuber on the planet. He has been for years. So definitely go support him if you can. Go drop likes on his stuff. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure to give him a view. That's really the best way to really help support him to keep making the amazing videos that he does. Turtle Guy, just so everyone knows, leaving a like on the stream raises your average by 30 pins. Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. Now, if you drop a like and you get a ZVL chamois, that's where the 30 pins come from. We do still have chamois. We're making more of them, but we do have 5 different colors of chamois, DH Labs, by the way. That's a shameless plug, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we call a shameless plug. Rod, any opinion yet on the warning alert? I'm actually really waiting for that ball. So Virtue opened my eyes a bit. I thought the ball, I assumed like, yeah, this ball will be good. I saw it rolled a little bit here at Junior Gold, and it looked good. It looked like a Crown Victory basically. And that's where I'm still kind of seeing it. The Virtue guys made it seem a little bit tougher because the core of the Crown Vic and the Alert are very close together. They are, I mean, the Alert has lower diff and lower RG, so it wants to pick up sooner but be smoother. But because of that quick cover stock, it makes it a little bit tough. So Virtue really opened my eyes that, like, that is a terrible ball for the Cliff, which is normal for all Brunswick stuff right now because a lot of their stuff is very, very quick down lane. Now, the other brands are smoother. Brunswick is both the earliest and the sharpest brand. So you pair a sharp cover and a medium-ish core and a shot that's a little bit cliffed, and you're screwed. You're so screwed. But like going to Hicklin's review, he loved it because he loved the Crown Victory. Crown Victory rolled really good in his center. Now that I bowled in his center, I can see that shiny balls look great there. It seems like it's a lower ratio house shot than a typical house shot. So if you miss in, your ball's not holding very much. It's going to hold less. But it seems like it's lower volume, so you need the shiny stuff to get down lane. That's where that warning alert looks really good, is the higher friction or the lower volume, and it's not cliffed. Those are the big things. So that seems like where it's going to be best. And yeah, Nick, I don't watch his reviews personally. It's the same way with watching, like, from the Storm plant, like the Storm plant and the Brunswick plant, everything's going to look goated. So that just kind of gives like a false sense of what the ball's actually going to do. And there's a certain level I get to of like trusting the validity of ball reviews. And I just, unfortunately, there's too much bias. Burns, I took my phase 2 and polished it. There you go. Aaron, I added my phase 2 Pearl and I struggled with it, but now I'm using it. It's a retraining tool. There you go. Let's see. Let's keep on trucking. Are there going to be more changes to urethane? I'm not sure, in all honesty. I assume there'd be an announcement by now by USB-C, but since there isn't, I would assume there's going to be no changes. But again, we have to wait and see. We are getting a little close to league season. I thought they would have made an announcement like right after Junior Gold, but they didn't. So I could see urethane rules staying the same. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. RJ, they compared the I'm not sure, maybe I just want the warning alert. Yes, and I think the Virtue guys do a fantastic job at showcasing to bowlers. Do you want to watch an objective review, or are you looking for that nudge to go buy that ball? Which one do you want? Because there's reviewers who are going to do one of those two things. And I know a lot of bowlers do just want that validation of like, hey, I want that ball. Let me go watch a review. Oh yeah, I really want that ball now. Those bowlers are not going to like the Virtue guys a lot of the time. They do a good job at just, I mean, they said the warning alert just is not it. They called out the Turbo XNU, and generally that's been very true so far. The balls that they call out generally aren't the best. But of course, they're also wrong in some cases. They think a ball is really good, and sometimes it's not. And that's every reviewer, but it kind of depends. You got to remember what you want to what you're looking at when you're getting a ball review. And it's understandable if you want to watch a review for that validation. I do the same thing in things. Like, don't worry about that. But it's good to know beforehand where your mindset is and what you're looking for. And yeah, I would not put any thought into like why Virtue reviews like compare certain bowling balls. One of the guys on it, I forget their names, but the two-hander on it, he is a regional guy. He's a fantastic bowler. He is a very good bowler in his own right. I'm not sure about the other one, the lower rev guy, but yeah, the high rev guy, he's a really good bowler. So they know what they're doing. And that's most reviewers. They are good bowlers. Still trying to replace my GB4 hybrid. Good luck. Hyped up won't be it. It's a little weaker, a lot smoother than the GB4 hybrid. If you polish it, maybe it'll be closer, but I think it'll still be a little further out. Grumpa, you're going to try the PBA 50 out? Yeah, might as well. Might as well. I do not run a pro shop. I work at a pro shop, but I don't run one. I do not run one. You were just given the Radical Conspiracy, and it's rolling crazy. Hey, good. Glad it fits for you. Glad it fits. Is trying to get to 160 to 180 good or bad goal? I think it's a great goal, man. I think it's a great goal, Travis. I love it. Tori, do you know Ben well? Hoping you could coerce him back. I'll throw in some taco money to help. No, Ben, actually, I don't know if you guys saw in my short form, I did a tribute to the Torpedo Direct Hit. It was probably one of my favorite short form videos I've ever made. I included the bit from Ben saying, I'm not going to lie, this ball is terrible. And then he went into a little bit like the ball was made just to sell balls, and that's it. I added a piece from Virtue where they said the ball's bad, and then a piece from me where I said it's bad. And we made a little like a little shrine for the TDH, and Ben actually commented on it, and he said, "Hey, this ball made great fire starter or something." So that was cool. I've never actually talked to the guy like person to person or anything though, so I've never actually truly talked with him, but if he wants to come back, he'll come back when he wants to. Is really what it is. I'll be curious. I don't know if who was sending him balls or anything, but after a view like the TDH, I could see Radical or Brunswick saying, we're not sending you stuff anymore after that video. Hey, Jaybird, what's going on? Don't go straight to league after yard work. That is a really bad idea. Yeah, that is not a great idea. And Mets CTD replied to a comment I made saying the warning alert was much stronger. I don't know about much stronger. Even the Brunswick guys were telling me like it's like a half step up to a step up at most. Like it's fairly close. It'll hook earlier, but it's not like it's a medium sharp to a strong and sharp or something like that. Should I get a Zero Mercy Pearl or Equinox Pearl? If you're a little more on the speed dominant side, you're going to like the Zero Mercy Pearl. If you're more on the rev dominant side, the Equinox is going to be better. Richard, you're going to have surgery on your rotary cup. Oh, I'm sorry for that. Hey, hope for a speedy recovery. I'm really hopeful that it's a quick recovery for you. Hopefully it's a good recovery. Aaron, if I had everything my way, I'm going to go back to the rules we had before the ban. That would fix everything. I would not. After bowling a year in events with urethane, without it, it is honestly a breath of fresh air not seeing purple hammers being thrown by 110% of the group of people. It's very nice. It is a very refreshing. And I have two purples. I have two purples. I have a pink widow. I have a bunch of urethane. I don't hate throwing it, but it is very nice to make that decision a little bit easier, because the decision of like, am I going to be throwing urethane for the first 3 games and have to make it work? Or am I going to be able to is it just going to be a reactive day? Is not a fun place to be. So it's kind of nice getting that decision, getting that portion away. And even breakdown is nice because pair to pair seems a little bit cleaner than what it used to be. And I've had a lot more success so far with tournaments where there's no urethane. I am 2 for 2 on cuts, I think, in those events. Maybe 2 for 3. I might be 2 for 3. I'm 2 for 3 on those events, 2 for 3. But I've done well in the no urethane events so far. So selfishly, I like it too. But also objectively, it's nice to not see that all the time. And even though the black hammer is also incredible and insane, it can be used less than the purple, which is nice. Let's see. Jim Schuster just received the strategy 55 by 4 by 15. 15's a bit quick on that last angle. I usually don't like to go below 25, but you can absolutely try it if your other stuff is like that. House Hack, what's your workout routine going to be like for the combine? Brother, I have a fun video coming probably tomorrow or Friday. Where I am going to be talking about the combine. I thought about it this morning a little bit. I had some reflection time in the shower. That's my idea creation spot. And I came up with some stupid ideas. I have some stupid parodies of that. It's going to be dumb. It's going to be so stupid. Let's see. Oh, really? The Virtue Low Rev guy bowled in college. Nice. Yeah, it makes sense. They're both, great bowlers. Jude just got a Next Factor. Gonna buy the concept when I get it drilled. Nice. Yeah, no, I made a video the other day about how I think the Next Factor is one of the more underrated balls in the market now that it's cheap. When it was $200, I think that ball should never be bought. Like, sorry, blunt, honest. I think that ball was way too overpriced off the rip. It's understandable why it got discounted so heavily. Now that it's around $130, I think that's a great deal. I think this ball is really good for a lot of guys. I think the rev dominant guys are going to adore that ball. So it's cool to see that it's actually getting some love now. It took a little bit. Amarian, can you review viewers' shots? I have my own coaching sesh on Patreon. I don't have anything right now. I have too much stuff to post as is. Like, I'm going to be promoting the 3 videos a day on short form coming up very soon because I have so many videos I want to make. So I won't get to a point yet where I want to review viewer shots, but there might be a time in the future. Big Cat, best bang for the buck ball in the market right now besides the Spartan. Spartan is not a good bang for your buck, honestly. It's $190 now. I saw a couple places took it off of the clearance list, which was sad. But some of the best bang for your buck balls right now. Furies. Furies are probably number 1 right now. I'd say Danger Zone is up there in a number 2. I would say Hustle SOS is looking 6. Stu Williams has kind of pushed me in that direction. It sounds like a good ball right now, and it's only $110, which is great. Oh, there was another one. What was the other? I should remember that. I should remember what that ball was. Shoot. I'll think of it. But there was a couple others that I had, but a lot of the weaker balls are going to be more bang for your bucks. Let's see. How about a TDH league? No. E. Pritch, moving to 15 pounds, picked up a combat for cheap. What would you pair with it? I would go with some kind of smoother, medium-ish ball now. If you're looking for something cheap, I don't think much is on sale. I think the Phase 2 is on sale right now a little bit. Original Rockstar is on sale right now. Alerts are always a little bit cheaper. They're about $160. That would be a great ball to fit there. Venom Shock is also a great ball to fit there. So I think a couple of those would be great. Andrew Burns, I threw a Danger Zone Purple Ice against a Snapshot Pearl, and the Purple Ice was stronger. That's interesting. That's awesome, Grandpa. Pink Widow is so nice. Pink Widow is so good for 1 game. And that's it. G-Men, Packy states, the warning alert is definitely more of a Pearl ball than a hybrid. Yeah, I think that is a great way to look at it. I've said this a few times in the past, but I don't believe hybrid. I think hybrid, saying a ball or calling a ball a hybrid ball, like, I get that's officially what it is, but you got to put it into one of 2 camps. You got to put it in the dull or the shiny camp, or more like the solid or the pearl camp. Like, every hybrid is going to act more like one or the other. There really is no true, like, hybrid ball reaction very much. There's a few unicorns that do it. I would argue the Bionic is the closest thing to a hybrid ball that we have. But yeah, the Warning Alert is definitely quick down lane, just like the Crown Victory. That's why it was really weird why they made the Crown Victory Pearl. It's still odd that they made that ball. So I would say, yeah, the Warning Alert is much more of a Pearl than a Solid. Mike, my strong ball is an Ion Pro hybrid. My ball under it is a Surge Pearl. Is there a ball between them? Yeah, absolutely. Typhoon would be a good one. Hustles fit there really well as well. And Mets, are you excited about the Intel Tour? I was looking at getting an NU of sorts, but I might have to hold off and look at the Intel Tour. I am very curious to see what the Intel Tour is. Right now, it reminds me of the Rubicon UC3. If you guys remember the Rubicon UC3 at all, that ball was really weird. Storm made a reactive cover stock for it. They called it Tourethane, where it wasn't urethane, but it was like acted like it. That ball was basically just super strong and super, super smooth. I assume the Intel is going to be similar in that route. That's kind of where the Turbo XNU kind of fit, but I really think the Intel Tour looks like it's going to be there as well. It's just going to be really strong and really, really smooth. Let's see. Grandpa, speculation on Motive's next ball after the Ghost V2. God, I swear, if they don't make some kind of ball between the Venoms and the Jackals, I'm going to throw up. Like, we need something there. Come on, Motive, please. Please. Something in that slot would be great. Nebula Solid. Nebula Solid. Let's do it. I'm in. Jake, any SPI ball that's going to fit between a Venom Shock and Danger Zone Purple Ice. Venom Hysteria. I would say like Crown Victory Pearl. A couple of those balls will fit there. Intel Tour looks too. I think the colorway of the Intel Tour was very well done. They did a good job with the color choosing of that one. I think that'll be cool. Wiggle, do you think the new Collision will be good? I don't think we're going to see the Collision until like middle of next week. Even Deviate's social media is not pushing it at all. It's kind of sad. I would love to be able to like take it, like be in control of Deviate's social media for like a week or like a month to be able to try to bring that brand back up. It's just Brunswick isn't giving it all that much attention, unfortunately. Fans aren't giving it any attention. I don't think we're going to, reviewers aren't going to give it attention. Like, I don't think we'll see an intense Collision review for a little bit. I will check, though, to see if we have one yet. But I haven't seen any of the guys. Collision. Do we have any? We have Deviate Bowling, and that's it. Deviate Bowling is the only brand, and they got 600 views over a day ago on a 1minute and 40-second video. Yeah, that's sad. That's really sad. I would love to see a little bit more like love on the Deviate side. We got to get something there. So, unfortunate. Tori Casey, thoughts on the hyped up? Still trying to replace my GB4 hybrid. I don't think that fits well. Jazzy B, the next factor is under 110 in some places. Nice. Yofo, what exactly is it about the purple hammer that makes it bad on house? Urethane in general, for most people, is going to be bad on house. So urethane is going to be the earliest hooking ball in your bag. That's what the cover is designed to do. It's supposed to be early and super, super slow. So what happens is it doesn't really give you entry angle. Your entry angle is very low with urethane, and on a house shot, you want more entry angle. That's your goal. That's how you get pin action. That's how you carry. So the purple hammer, you can hit the pocket a lot on house shots, but you're not going to strike as much as you will with a reactive ball. So like when people ask like what they should throw and they like urethane on house, I always recommend an NU ball or a concept or even like an Intel Tour will be a good one there, because that ball is going to give them a similar smoother reaction, but it'll give just enough entry angle to be different and actually carry some of those corner pins. So that's my big one. And a lot of the guys who love urethane on house shots do average like 170 to 190 because it's very hard to average 220 with a urethane unless you're over a 500 rev rate. But in that case, take advantage of your rev rate and throw something else that's going to give you better pin action. That's kind of my push against urethane on house. Jaybird, I'm waiting for the intense collision. I always wanted the last collision pearl, so they killed all the FOMO. So this killed all the FOMO I had. I hope it gets attention. I do. I want it to get attention. Like, I would love if I was getting the funds from this job right now, I would buy every Deviate ball I could, every new one that's out, and actually try to give it the love it deserves. That's what I was really happy about with the Ebonite Spartan is nobody cares about that ball. Nobody has done any marketing for it. Brunswick just kind of left it. Reviewers just kind of left it. Understandably so. If you go back and watch some reviews on the original Spartan, nobody cares. But I picked it up to try it, and it was great for me, and I found a really good spot where it is the best ball in my bag, and I don't want other people to miss out on those situations. So I would argue that I've boosted sales of the Spartan more than almost anybody in the US right now. That's very cocky, but nobody threw it, so it's easy to, if I make one sale with it, it's more than everybody else at this point. But it's just those balls need a little bit of love. They need a little bit. They need a little bit of push. And you need that push after the review session. That's where bowling marketing is severely broken, where if we can promote stuff after the ball is out and after the public actually sees it and build some trust on this equipment and build some knowledge on the equipment as it's currently out, I think that's a lot better than all this hype before the ball comes out. The ball comes out and then nobody cares. And then everybody forgets about it. It's something I see in other areas. It's something I see in other aspects in video games, tech, fashion, everywhere, is that the stuff gets hyped up as the life cycle keeps going. And that's where it really gets its sales. If Brunswick asked or hired you to promote Deviate for money, but you have to collaborate with Nick. Oh yeah, I don't hold anything against anybody that has said things about me. I would love to have conversations with him. I'm always up for that. I've said that to everybody I've ever talked to in it. I'm okay with having a conversation with anybody in the sport, no matter if they've said anything about me behind my back, to my face. Because I hear the people who say stuff behind my back. There's plenty. Brian, Frankie thought the Hustle SOS he threw it on the Lucy pattern with you and made it look good. Yeah, it seems like it's one of the better hustles we've had in a while. And him throwing it was probably because of Stu. Jazzy B, how does the Criterion Hybrid sound as a middle strong sharp? Yeah, I think that's a great spot for it. RJ Mack, you have the Bionic and Purple Ice. First time for League. What's a good third ball for house shot? Honestly, the Purple Ice is usually a lower ball. I think something smooth would be a good play for you. Weaker and smooth. Monsoon or something like that. So why does bowling put Tour on their bowling balls? It used to be Tour was put on a bowling ball to showcase that it was a ball that had higher differential, and they took a chunk out of it to make it more lower diff. And the reason they called it a Tour ball is because on the PBA Tour, that's where those balls were kind of made for, on the harder pattern. So IQ Tour when it came out, Envy Tour, Effect Tour, all of them, they are a core that's created from a previous core, taking a chunk out of it, making it a lot lower differential. Lower differential means the ball wants to be smoother because it wants to flare less. So these Tour balls are supposed to be smoother than their other counterparts. Now, that term kind of got thrown out the window when Swag got brought in the Craze Tour because that was the same core. Same with the Sigma Tour Pearl and Sigma Tour in general. I don't think there was an original Sigma core. So sometimes it's been thrown around sometimes as a marketing term, like in those cases, but it is actually meant for like you take a chunk out of the core and it's supposed to be that smoother ball compared to what the regular is. Cam, most aggressive motor ball. Jackal Onyx is the strongest. If you want the sharpest down lean, that's probably a Nebula. Jake, so we've seen all the second set of new Brunswick balls now, all except for the Intense Collision. That's the only ball that does not have a review about it yet. Every other ball does have a review on it. Ryan, I'm back from making friends on other YouTube channels. Oh no, that scares me. Who'd you make upset? Who'd you make upset? RJ, I picked a new line for the upcoming season. Not sure for slots 4, 5, 6. Combat Solid, Evoke Hysteria, Raptor Rain, Rain and Combat overlap. No, I think the Raptor Rain's going to be weaker and smoother. The Combat Solid looks a little bit quicker than I expected. Aaron, glad you brought up the whole hybrid thing. I was going to ask about the Bionic, but you answered. What are your thoughts on the original Ion Pro? The gray one is definitely more like a solid ball, so it fits well below the Summit. Definitely a step below the Summit. Yofo, for two-handed bowling lefties on house, what type of balls work best? Smooth. Smooth in general for lefties as a whole. JR, Brunswick rep, said the Intel Tour is closer to a concept than an NU 2.0. I've heard that as well, probably from the same Brunswick rep. But yeah, I've heard similar things from even staffers of Brunswick that the Intel Tour is kind of like a stronger and a little bit quicker of a concept. The problem is the flare with the Intel Tour. The flare is a lot more because the diff is like 0.3 something versus virtually 0 on the concept. Concept, you basically get one flare line and that's that. K. Bruce, Sarah Clausen threw it. Did she throw it in a video? I haven't seen a video of hers yet come out about it. Also, I do it because if reactive is completely overreacting. And that's a good sign. Like, if reactive is overreacting for you on a house shot, that generally means you're throwing something too sharp. So that doesn't mean you should throw anything weak or sharp. You should throw something a little bit on the smoother side. Oh, she threw all 6. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. I'll have to go. Oh, was that the... It's at the video where she brought Eric on for like a 26-minute vid? Because that's a good way to do it. If I would ever get equipment, that's probably something I would do, where I would throw a lot of them in one video instead of having dedicated videos for each ball. Because, I mean, it's hard to pop out 5 videos in 9 days. YouTube doesn't like that much. YouTube actually hates that. So it's actually ironically, the guys doing that hurts their channel more than helps in a lot of ways, because YouTube then puts you into a category. So it doesn't like then if you make other kinds of videos, which is tough. That's why you don't see a lot of ball reviewers do a lot of other things. Pretty much, if you review balls, you pretty much almost only review balls. Yeah, that's her video. Perfect. I'll have to go check that out then. I thought that was just for the Evil Eye Pearl, because that's what I saw on the thummy. But I'll check it out. Wayne, as a B6 nerd that has several Deviate balls, all of them have been worse for me than the dumbest Radical balls. Really? I've heard a lot of good things about any Dark Side and any Troublemaker. The collisions were hit or miss. Lefties loved the collision, but a lot of righties didn't because they were too smooth. But overall, I've heard a lot of good things about the medium-ish balls. Troublemaker, solid. Dark Side Curse is a GOAT right now for a lot of guys. So yeah. I was making friends with one-handed ball. Oh, no. What'd you say, Ryan? What'd you say? Let's see. Slenderman, should I drill a Hustle X-Ray with a 2-inch pin? I want to throw it straight on fresh sport shots. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. You have to have a lot of surface on it. Remember, the surface is what matters more than the layout. So make sure you have like 1,000 grit on it if you want to play straighter, because then it's going to hook. Dan Tendo, not going to lie, I'm excited for the Executioner. I hope we get a video on that sometime soon. I talked to the swag guys last week at our Kansas City trade show, and I haven't talked to you guys about that. All the video coming out where Rosedahl actually explains a lot of them, but even he didn't get all of the new swag balls yet, because there were 6 of them, but 3 of them release in August, 3 release in September. So he didn't get the September ones yet. He only threw the August ones. So he's also very curious as well. I'm a little worried with that mass bias. I feel like that ball is going to flare around the whole thing, but time will tell. Time will tell. Never run across anybody who has a Spartan. Oh, I don't either. Yeah, I've run across 3 guys in competition so far who've actually owned Spartans and thrown them. And the other are 2 guys, and they're both lefties. So I'm the only righty I've seen that has actually thrown one. But I know a lot of righties, of course, have thrown it. I get a lot of messages about people with the Spartan. I haven't received any negative comments about people who bought the Spartan yet, which is kind of crazy, kind of surprising. Like I tell you guys this a lot, but I get a lot of messages from guys asking about their arsenals, and I usually get a lot of like, oh, this ball's good for me, this ball's bad for me. Like Wayne about the Deviate balls. Like, Deviate balls don't look good for him, which is a good thing to know. I try to keep track of all those situations and try to understand like what balls are actually overall just seen as net positive or net negative. And the Spartan I've heard very little negativity, but that might also be because I am a fanboy and people know that because I had a video come out that said it is the best ball, or is my favorite ball on the market right now. Although Facebook comments might like to argue with me on that one, saying if they knew that it was my favorite, they'd say, oh yeah, this ball sucks. Let's see. Yeah, let's quickly remind everybody. Do a quick do a quick thank you. First of all, huge thank you to guys for all the support over the last couple of weeks. July is usually a very slow month in bowling, but we had an awesome July on all the platforms. So huge thank you to all of you guys for watching, enjoying the content. Hopefully I was able to help you guys a little bit with some of the content. Hopefully it benefited you guys in the bowling world in some way. Huge thank you for all the support you guys give. Likes and subscriptions are always the best way to support the channel, or follows on other platforms as well. Any of that is always the best way. I'll never try to ask you guys for money in any way, so please do not give any money if you cannot. That is the worst thing to do, is to give money to a streamer if you need the money yourself. But that is one way you can always support. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for checking this out. Our topic of the day today is overall the PBA Elite Tour, which was officially announced on Monday. On Tuesday. Sorry, it was announced on Tuesday. PBA Elite Tour is an expansion of the PBA Regional Tour. 21 events coming to 7 different regions, so 3 events per region. Large prize fund on top for all 3 of those events. They're going to be marketed very well. They're going to be live streamed on Bowl TV and YouTube, which is something that regionals generally don't get. And they're going to have a little bit of extra stuff involved in them. It seems like it's going to turn into a path to the PBA type situation, but they only teased it. We're going to find out more on Monday. There was also a PBA Combine that was announced, which sounds really cool. They announced that the senior tour is not going away, so those rumors were absolutely killed, thank goodness. And also PBA Juniors is going to be coming back. Those rumors were also killed, which was good. So it was overall a positive announcement. The one big negative is PBA 50 regionals, and all other regionals were canceled from September through December. So we're not sure what the future looks like now. In their main post, the PBA did officially say that there are new regional events coming next year. So that is where there will be other regional events coming. It seems like there's going to be more of a tiered structure for them instead of just a ton of regionals that are all about the same value. Hey, Ryan, thank you for becoming a member, man. Appreciate it. So it was it was a cool announcement. I'm excited for Monday. I'm very excited to see what Monday entails and what the details of all of this look like. Remember, we're in the bowling world and on social media in general. People want to be negative. People want to fear monger. People want to rage bait. People want to engagement farm. Be careful of all that. Be careful of everybody trying to do that. Clicks are worth money, so people will do stuff that is not completely factual sometimes to try to garner those clicks. So be careful of that. Be careful anything online, including with me. Please hold me accountable. Like, if I say stupid stuff, please hold me accountable. That's the only way that people can improve as creators and as people. So I would really appreciate it if I do anything stupid. Let me know. But same with other people. Like, please hold us accountable. Anyways, let's keep going. We are doing a full Q&A today as well as per usual. All of the new Brunswick balls have been seen except for the intense collision, except for Sarah Clausen's video, which I have not watched yet. But we are going to talk about all the new Brunswick reviews, see what they all look like. And then also we are doing a full Q&A with you guys. So if you guys have any questions about anything bowling related or not bowling related, we can talk about them. We're all in, except for spoilers of Spider-Man. Don't do any of that, because the movie was incredible and I don't want anybody here to be spoiled. Is one-handed bowler your arch enemy? No, I'm doing exactly what I just asked you guys to do for me, is holding them accountable. I am not a fan of videos that fearmonger. I think fearmongering is one of the most dangerous things in not just bowling, but everywhere, because the fear side of humans is very strong. Fear and anger are very strong. Those emotions are big and they take over. And if you fearmonger and you have a following, your following is gonna be scared and they're gonna be angry, and it's gonna hurt the sport. My overall goal with this whole thing isn't to make $1 million. My goal is to try to grow the sport. This sport deserves more fans, more money, more love. I want to get it there. Unfortunately, some of the videos he makes are pulling things backwards, which is unfortunate. So I want to try to hold him accountable. And he's just a kid. Really, he's a college kid. He's not that old, so I'm trying to be an unk in that way and be like, hey, buddy, remember, there's better ways to do this. You don't ruin Spider-Man. Nobody better ruin Spider-Man. Why is a Sapphire so much money? Because it has IQ on the side, in all honesty. It's the main reason, which is unfortunate. I wish it was like 150. I do, but it's a premium ball. The IQ's been around forever. It gets a lot of sales. I get it. But I wish it was cheaper. Fishhook, you excited for the Dr. Pepper Ghost? There's a Dr. Pepper. I've heard the root beer one. Is there actually a Ghost? Really? It does not exist yet. No, there's a root beer one coming. That one I'm hyped about because there's not really many good root beer flavors, but I'm excited for that one. Yofo, you hated your Summit Ascent, but you stuck to it to get consistent and you shot 254. Nice. Tori, yep, you love your severe collision and you're a lefty. It seems like lefties match really well with that guy. Ryan, all I said was the regional tour isn't dead and that nobody should pay attention to Wisconsin. Oh boy. Yeah. And that's a big one is a lot of people are pushing that. I mean, there's a lot of wild posts going out there. People saying that the regional tour is dead. It's not. That was never said anywhere. I think people are just not reading the full announcement is the big thing. And that's what it seems like. So remember, the regional tour is very alive, is doing well, and it's going to have events next year along with this elite tour. So I know there's a lot of guys who actually canceled their card because they think there's only going to be 3 events per region, but that is not true. There are other events going on. So if you are a guy who has his card and want to bowl regionals, I'd wait to see what the announcements are going to be. Now, it sounds like those are coming later in the year, but there's going to be announcements on it. So the regional tour is not dead. Lucky Strikes did not kill the regional tour. The sky is not falling. This is a big one I want to push. Jake, I picked up a used Storm Crux Pearl. Ooh, apparently the core, yep, Catalyst ASIM, and it's ERG Pearl. ERG kind of went away. Yeah, that didn't make it very long. It was strong. It was kind of like, I mean, it was based on NRG. It was supposed to be like a slightly weaker NRG, so like a little bit weaker than what the Ion Max Pearl cover is what their goal of ERG was, if I remember right. But yeah, that one was one that wasn't used very much. Wayne, you haven't tried the Curse yet, but I gave away the first 2 Troublemakers, and the Violent Collision is great. Yeah, I heard bad things about the Violent. That was the bright one, right? I think that was a really bright one. Not the Brutal, which was like lime green, but that was the second one. Also, the Hater and Hater Pearl were underwhelming. Yeah, I heard, well, the Hater Pearl, I heard 0 about. I know one guy who actually owned a Hater Pearl, and the original Hater was present, really. It was a cool ball because I think it was a ball that a lot of people could use, but it didn't really get the love from those guys. It's kind of like where the XL fit, the Origin EX, the Theorem Solid, all of those balls got canned super quickly because they fit in a spot that doesn't really get love. Is like, I mean, the Hook Monsters are always going to get sales. The Zero Mercy Solids, the Ion Max, the Jackalonics, there's a reason those never get discontinued. But the step below it, that is still ASIM, but not as strong, does not get as much love. Does not get as much love. Gage, you're kind of excited? Absolutely. Awesome. I have a bunch of balls I should donate to some high school teams. Always a great idea. Diecast. Yeah, lefty love for once. Hey, lefties are people too. I get it. Yeah, I made a video for, there aren't many videos for lefties out there, but I have one of them out there. No, but honestly, collisions are a ball that works well. Same with any tour level bowling ball. The tour balls are going to be great for lefties. IQ Tour is arguably the greatest lefty ball of the last like 15 years. That ball's sick for lefties. Alert fits in the same boat. Pin Action Bowling has been using your images. It even uses a still screenshot of you bowling on one of their videos. Oh, yeah. Pin Action Bowling is an only AI account, for the record. Like, they are any of those. So if you watch a video on YouTube and it's just still images that definitely are not like custom images or created from them, they're an AI account. That's all they are. YouTube will find out and it'll boot them and ban the channel probably in the next 6 months to a year. I know Google's pushing a lot harder against AI only channels, especially the lower quality ones, and they would be considered low quality because they're just snagging images from other places. They're not even using generative AI for it. Like they just say, here, make a video script on this, and then they have it read it, and then they say, grab a bunch of images that fit with it. So what it does is it just scrapes the internet and tries to find videos and images from those videos that fit with what the topic is. So that's why it happens. But no, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to spot AI. So that channel is probably going to get to 10,000 subs before it gets booted. Unless they turn it around and actually start making videos. But those guys usually don't want to do that because they probably own like 10 different channels. Jim Ward, I just got 6 new bowling balls. Ooh, nice. I just haven't been able to get them drilled. I got an XL, Next Factor, Hammerhead Solid. 3 good options, 3 good balls. 2 of that, or all 3 of them really didn't get much love, but they're good balls. K-Brew, you know a ball I love? The Covert VIP. Again, a great ball. I wish it was not limited edition. I really hate that that ball was limited edition because it's a great ball. I've seen it roll well for a lot of guys, but it was limited. So it's very tough to get now. I shouldn't say impossible, very tough to get. How about the Paragon Shadow? Oh, it's a goat. Dude, I love that ball. Yeah. The Paragon Shadow is the perfect ASIM dull ball. It's a hybrid, but it's basically a solid. You can play so straight with that ball. It's great. It's so good for that. A step below something like my Ion Max gets a little further down lane. It's awesome. Dolomite, thoughts on the Fallout? Seems like it looks like an ASIM. Yeah, it honestly does because of how strong that cover is. It is a baby Zero Mercy in some ways, where it is a little weaker and a little quicker than what you'd expect than like a Phase 2 or a Vengeance. But yeah, it is still in that medium, squarely in the medium smooth category. Any Croc injury updates? What do you mean by that? Oh, people probably thought that I got hurt because of Crocs previously, didn't you guys? I remember talking about that Monday. Yeah, no, I didn't get hurt. No, I'm good. If that's what you're referring to, Andrew. But no, I found out talking to an insole company that there is a new injury going around of people from Crocs. That's what I meant by that. If that's where the confusion is. Preston Bowles, what's going on, man? What urethane should I get? Purple Hammer. It's always the same. It's always the go-to option. Brad King, thank you for the share. The only combine I like is John Deere. Yeah. Got a John Deere guy. We were not my family was not John Deere. My parents owned a farm. Still technically own the farm, just no cattle. But yeah, we were not a big John Deere family. We were just kind of anything. We weren't really, on one side of the fence or the other. It's International versus John Deere all the time. So we just kind of got whatever was available and cheap. So no, I know the John Deere brand real well. I had guys I went to school with in high school who were very adamant, either pro or anti John Deere. It was crazy. I didn't realize that there were like gang wars with tractor brands. That was surprising to me. And I remember asking my dad about it. And he's like, oh yeah. Oh, people are ride or die for their tractor brand. And I was from very small town, Minnesota. So, hey, Jaros, what's going on, man? Radical zigzag, solid, pin down, deviate, wicked collision, add a track theorem. There you go. John LaBelle, if they're going to call it elite, the entire pattern library has to go. All new patterns should not be published before, during, or after. So I'm a guy who's very anti hiding the pattern because it doesn't actually increase the skill gap. So a lot of people think that when you hide the pattern, it actually makes the elite bowlers rise to the top. It actually smushes people together more, because what's going to happen is people are going to bring 30 bowling balls instead of 20. And what they're going to do also is only throw urethane, because we don't know the pattern. The safest option to do is throw urethane. So it's going to be a urethane only tournament all the time, no matter what the pattern is, because if their urethane doesn't hook, well, we're just going to hit it with more surface. And if the urethane does hook, then you're just going to stick with that all day. So it's going to increase the amount of urethane that's thrown if we hide patterns, and it's going to lower the skill gap between bowlers. So I'm always against the mystery patterns, because at the end of the day, bowlers talk so much because nobody's really an opponent in a lot of ways. Like you are, but people will still talk, like saying what the pattern looks like. It happens at Junior Gold all the time. I found that out this year. Is on that practice day, everybody's talking what the patterns look like, what the lengths look like, what looks good. Pro bowlers will do the same thing. So the bowler who has the most connections, has the most friends, and who's the best with urethane are going to win more times than not. So that's the one big issue. I'm all in for new patterns. I'm always in for new patterns, but I think they should be always published. Ryan, I'm holding you accountable. Please do. Please do. I need it, especially, well, with the tour direct hit. I mean, our tour direct hit. Holy cow. Torpedo direct hit. There we go. Sheesh. Hey, Vincent, what is going on, man? How you doing? What are we talking about? We have talked about the PBA Elite Tour. We've talked about the new Brunswick balls. We have talked about, what else we talk about? We talked about holding people accountable for in the bowling world. We've talked about everything today. Daver likes the new announcement. Sounds like they want to be innovative. Absolutely. I mean, change can be good. Change can be good. It's understandable. People are scared of change. Absolutely. I get it. JR, bigger prize funds for the regional tour was necessary. There's a lot of expenses for guys with travel, hotel, food, and that's the biggest problem. Is you can make money on the regional tour, but it's really hard to. It's very hard to make money on the regional tour. That gets tough. Oh, you're throwing the intense tonight. Ooh, can you let me know how it is? Because there's one review of it right now, and that was Sarah, who did like all 6 balls in one. So if you can let me know what you think, like where that intense seems like it fits, I'd really appreciate it, because unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be many videos on it. So yeah, if you can let me know, man, that would be amazing. It'd be amazing. It's quicker, starts up sooner and quick. Okay. It's good to know. It's good to know. Yeah, because that core is pretty big. So that makes sense. And I think that is HK22C squared, which always has that characteristic as well. Compared to the Wicked, not as lazy. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's probably stronger and quicker, which is... Okay, that makes sense. HK22C squared. Fits well there. What's going on, Gabriel? How you doing? Unheard, should I grab a Typhoon over a Sapphire? If you're looking for that super weak, then yes. If you want that more premium, then I'd go Sapphire. Bowl League with 2 guys who got solid hecklers and both really like it. The taunts, are you referring to? Or the original heckler? Because the original was a solid. The taunt is a hybrid, but it acts like a solid because it doesn't have HK and it's dull. So, Brian, I'm hyped for the Dr. Pepper shake at Portillo's. That's a thing? I don't have a Portillo's near me, but that sounds sweet. Grump, if I win the PBA 50, do you think I can get a Dr. Pepper spare ball? Yes. Yes, you can. I will personally buy you a Dr. Pepper spare ball, Grumpa, which you can technically make on your own at OTB Bowling. They do. I did find out recently that they make any and every ball. I don't know if they do copyright stuff, though. I'd be kind of curious. I should have asked them about that. Yeah, but it's OTB Bowling if you want to make your own custom spare ball. ZVL balls might be on the way soon. Who knows? Unheard, would you recommend replacing the Arctic with a Monsoon? That vibe won't react when I need a ball down. I would. Yeah, I would recommend it. Is the 3.0 a good first 2-hander ball? I would recommend against it. I think for a first 2-hander ball, because a lot of 2-handers, when they step into the game, they're a little bit more rev dominant, so their speed is a little bit lower, but their rev rate stays high. I would recommend something weaker. I would recommend more in that vibe range. Deep Ocean Vibe could be a good one. Brunswick Fury, Hustle SOS, something around that range. Motive Ascend is going to be a little bit better just in case, because your ball speed probably is going to be a little low. It's usually about 80 to 90% of 2-handers when they're first getting into the game, the ball speed is lacking, but the rev rate is high, so balls are overhooking on them, and that 3.0 is going to hook a little too much. Amber, what is going on? Are there still professional bowlers? Yes, there is a very alive and well professional bowlers tour that happens every year. Yeah, there are a lot of pro bowlers that are out there. Yep, just like every other sport, there is a pro scene. Thomas still has his Hater Pearl in rotation. Nice. A&W is your GOAT, Andrew. That's understandable. I get that. Because I think I'm pretty sure the new Ghost root beer is A&W branded, which is pretty sick. Now the new Intel Tour has caught my attention. I know, I'm very curious on it. I'm very curious about that ball. Let's see. Zay, I need tips on my Hysteria. Is more hockey stick motion. My new Bionic is longer. How do I work on adjusting that? Surface is going to be the best place. So if you dull a ball, make it more dull, it's going to want to hook earlier and be more of that banana shape compared to the hockey stick shape. But if you polish a ball, it's going to be more like a hockey stick shape compared to a banana shape. So I'd recommend Surface. Surface is going to be your best friend. Ryan, what is Ritby? Making fun of the Minnesotan accent. I tell you what. Don't you know I'm going to bring some tater tot hot dish to you? I tell you what. That got Southern too. I don't know why. Wayne, I can't believe they canceled the stealth mode so quick. I agree. I love that ball. I never threw it. I just really like it. People loved it. It looked really good for most guys. Like, I was tempted to get one myself, and then I never did. Twist. I want to build an arsenal for league bowling around the Vengeance and Theorem Pearl. Nice. I'm a two-hander rev dominant bowler. Yeah, you already have one solid, one pearl, which is awesome. So I'd recommend just building around that. Focus on your bag being more of that dull and more of that shiny. So I'd recommend either if you think that Vengeance, if there's times where it hooks too much and it's too early or it leaves too many corners, I'd get a ball below it. You have a little bit of everything. I would go like Brunswick Alert. You could go Ion Pro Solid. You could go Storm Monsoon. You could go Venom Shock. Same thing with the Theorem Pearl. If that sometimes seems too weak or too strong, you get a ball above and below it. You could go Black Widow Mania as a ball above it. You could go the new, well, I would avoid the new Theorem actually because you have a Theorem Pearl. Theorem Pearl is a lot different compared to the OG Theorem, but you probably don't want the same core twice, especially if you only have two balls right now. So it really depends what direction of balls you feel like you need. And yeah, if you need something in between, Vincent, it's perfectly, get something in the middle. There are a lot of balls that can fit right in between those two. Storm Bionic fits really well in that middle spot. Stealth Mode Hybrid fits really well in that middle spot. Motive doesn't really have anything there, I got to be honest. They have 0 balls that fit in that spot. Sigma Tour Pearl kind of fits there. A little bit. Kind of. A bit. Tori, lefty balance / speed dominant. You have Venom Hysteria, Phase 2 Pearl, or Super Clutch. Higher friction. I would go Venom Hysteria. It's the smoother one. Downtown, I love my Storm Next Factor. Love that for you. Love that for you. Hammerhead Solid is my only real ball, and I like it. Hey, that's perfect. That's awesome. And there's another Hammerhead Solid lover. It seems like the Hammerhead Solid had a lot of love, but it didn't get many sales, which is unfortunate. What injury is going around due to Crocs? Oh, no, it's just from Crocs. It's apparently, so at the Classic Trade Show last week, I was talking to an insole company. Their name is Blue Maca. If you want to buy anything from them, by the way, I have an affiliate code. I haven't officially announced it yet. Surprise. ZVL Bowling at checkout gets you 10% off on Blue Maca, BLUMAKA. They're an insole company. They feel incredible. I've been wearing them in my stuff. I wore them for both bowling and slow pitch softball last week, and it felt great. Their big thing is no slip, a bunch of recycled material from all the big brands, and it's just overall better for your foot. But they were telling me, like, they asked us, like, do you wear Crocs when we were, like, trying them on or something? Because I don't know what we were talking about. And I was like, nah, I don't. They're like, and he's like, oh, good. Yeah, they're bad. They're the worst thing for your foot. What they do is like, yeah, because you have to like engage a certain part of your foot, it creates like a tendinitis in your foot, like near the toes, which is odd. So I'm not a foot doctor in a lot of ways. I don't know what it truly is, but he basically said it's basically like a tendinitis. Jaros, what is no Kubota? What's a Kubota? Yofo, how is Motive able to charge the price they do? I buy Motive because they look nice. They're a smaller company. So you kind of deal with that in a lot of things, in not just bowling, but the smaller companies are forced to charge more in a lot of ways just to be able to keep their doors open. They're not able to buy as much stuff in bulk. They have the higher cost of labor compared to, especially like Brunswick, for example, has a much lower cost of labor because their factory is in Mexico. So actually producing the bowling balls, their cost of labor is lower than everybody, so they can charge less. So Motive they sell less stuff, so they buy in less bulk, which means their prices have to be higher, which is tough. So that's the main reason. Jaros, I'm really liking the new format of the regionals. Really curious what the combine will end up being. Me too, man. I want to see bowlers run 40s. I want to see it. Give me some vert checks on some of these bowlers. Let's do it. Ban surface changes on tour. You can't really, John, you can't really ban something that you can't really enforce that. surface changes. Like, how do you know if a guy put surface on their ball? It's so tough to tell. It's just impossible to test because surface checks, like products that test surfaces, like they're so difficult. They're expensive and they're not fully accurate a lot of like some of the time. It's just a rule that's impossible to enforce. I know a lot of people pushed it with the urethane stuff. They're like, don't ban urethane, ban anything that's 500 grit or lower. But you can't just scan. I mean, if you're at a pro event, you have let's say 100 bowlers, the medium-sized tournament. They all bring 25 bowling balls. That is 2,500 bowling balls that you have to scan. And once you scan them, the bowlers can hit them with surface after that in secret. They don't have security by them all the time. So it's just an impossible rule to actually enforce, which is why nobody ever went through with it. It's just too tough of a thing to actually track. Andrew, tractors and snowmobiles, one-sided in Michigan where I was John Deere and Skidoo. Oh yeah, Skidoo's big for the brappers, for the snowmobiles. Jaros, I feel like bowling were to get more sponsors, viewers akin to 70s, 80s. They need to educate the populace on what makes pro bowlers better. Yeah, and the cool thing is we're working on it. That is the best part, is Born to Bowl has done a lot for bowling, more than we think. It has brought a lot of people into the game. It's introduced a lot of people to bowling. So it's getting people going in the right direction, which is fantastic. So it's a long uphill battle. Bowling did not do itself justice for the last like 30 years. Even in the 70s and 80s, bowling did a terrible job at being able to help educate. But also bowling as a sport is hard to educate because everything's invisible. I'm still a firm believer if oil was visible, bowling would be more popular because you would be able to see what's going on instead of having to rely on your senses and rely on feel and rely on what, like, just the invisibility of what we're actually doing. So I'm still, if I could wish for something in the bowling world, it would be oil that would be colored and also would not stain your bowling ball and stain things. I think that would be incredible if that invention ever happens, because then everybody can see that there's one oil on the lane. It gets rid of that entire question that a lot of people have, that there's something on the lane that causes a ball to not hook, and it makes education a heck of a lot easier. So hopefully one day. But that day is not today. The day is not today. And also, Vincent, thank you so much for answering some of the questions on TikTok. I really appreciate it. Yep, Motive is made in the U.S. Yep, that is a big reason why. And Storm is too, but Storm buys a lot more of their stuff. They're able to buy more of their stuff in bulk because their sales are just higher, so they produce more. It's kind of the Amazon effect in a lot of ways. Like, why is Amazon able to charge less per product? Well, they're making less, but if you sell 1 million of a product versus 1,000, like, you don't have to charge as much. Your return on investment can be smaller because you're still going to make money. Let's see. Do you have any other ways to access your coaching services that people that don't use Patreon? Unfortunately, that's the only way right now, but I can work on more. K-Brew, would have to drill it lefty to get it to hook. Mastodon, what's going on, man? Level Up, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, Level Up. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I hope you're doing well too. Guys need to work on getting backers and sponsors. Don't have to worry that much about expenses. I mean, agreed. I think there's an education problem on sponsorships in the world of bowling. Like, I'm able to see content creators in other areas who do worse than a lot of the guys on the pro tour or a lot of the guys who are currently on YouTube, and they get way more sponsorship, way more sponsors to come in, way more money. And it's more of an education thing. And that's, I mean, even me as a creator, I struggle with that. I am a larger creator than guys in other areas who get way more sponsorship money. They get way more sponsors. That's how most of their bills get paid, is sponsorships. But it is really hard to actually get those. There's a skill that you need to be able to do that. And I do not have it, and the bowling world really does not have it yet, which is why, I mean, bowling is bigger than a lot of other sports, but it isn't really a sponsorship issue. It's that education on how to get sponsorships is where the issue is. Vincent Ryan Suter says hi, by the way, if you're still hanging. True, and there's a difference between contracts and sponsors. Yeah, and a lot of guys on tour, like I had a guy come in on Monday who's a friend of mine who said some of his friends on tour, like even if they wouldn't make a cut, they would still break even on the year because a lot of their sponsors, in terms of the bowling sponsors, pay for everything. I know for a fact some of the companies will give you a stipend for food and hotel and gas while you're doing the PBA tour. So that does happen. Let's see. We hit that. Do you have any news on Moda's worst kept secret Forge releases? I do not. I have no Forge news as of right now. Mug better than A&W. Ooh, actually Spreckers. Okay, I've heard the Spreckers one too, but Mug greater. Ooh, I'm an A&W guy. Jaybird, what were you in the chat's thoughts on the Severe collision? I thought the Severe was the best collision ball. I think that was the greatest one. Shiny solid. I think shiny solids are a ball that are really good in a lot of senses because I think some issues with a lot of those shinier bowling balls is that they're too angular for a lot of guys, and people don't know that they're too angular. And I think a lot of people get caught on that because a lot of balls are finished with polish because they look cooler on a shelf and they sell better. Shiny sells better than matte. Dull, matte, same thing. And the Severe collision kind of fits that middle ground really well. I always called it a bridge between the strong smooth and strong sharp categories, and that's a really good ball to have. So, yeah, I would recommend that. It seems like you only need 10 subscribers to get a VPN or Squarespace sponsorship. No, I've reached out. Yeah, I've been ghosted by both Squarespace and NordVPN. Actually, I shouldn't say that. NordVPN did reach out to me. I got back to them a day too late, though. It took me, I think I was on a trip or something, and it took me a little over 24 hours to get back to them, and they already filled the position. But I was almost working with NordVPN on some stuff. I was unaware Lane Masters became swag. Yes, it was. Someone's going to have to correct me, help me on this one. But, oh, sorry, I zoned out there. Wow, I read something on TikTok, which I have to answer in a minute. Yeah, swag is Lane Masters, California Bowling, swag. I think there's a fourth one, right? Someone correct me. Is there a fourth brand that's all merged together to be current day swag? Let me know. Wayne, you'll be on the news for rating the PBA truck next January. Change your name to the Angry Bowler and you'll get sponsored. No, actually, sponsors hate that even more. So I have like a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory that sponsors stay away from bowling in some senses because the community and because creators get so angry. Lane 1. Yes, Lane 1, Ryan. Thank you. Yes, Lane 1 is with him as well. I believe. Oh, Lordfield. Did I say Lordfield? No, I said Lane Masters. You're right, Lordfield. Lane 1. Yeah, a bunch of those brands. Oh, that might be a lot of them. That might be too many. That might be, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have more people who know way more than me, hopefully be able to help answer. But no, I think I would say that's a reason that some sponsors stay out of bowling is because, I mean, you jump in and you look at some of the bigger creators or some of the more vocal ones, and it is a lot of anger. I mean, look at the last week. It's been bad. It's been really bad. I was down bad on Monday. I was steaming. I was not very happy with a lot of the community because there was a lot of just fear mongering. And Scape kind of hits it like, do you think the PBA regionals are ruined? No, they are not ruined. Since they were bought out and prices doubled. That isn't true at all. And that's the big one is the fear mongering leads to a lot of false information being thrown around the room all over the place. So no, the regional tour is not dead. No, there are not only 3 events per region going forward. The regional tour has more events. They have not been announced quite yet. So we have just only heard about the Elite Tour, which is in addition to it. So yeah, that is something that's very common. And I mean, if I was a sponsor, sponsors need to keep their image squeaky clean. And if you have people who are like, it seemed like online, they hate the thing that they do. I mean, anyone can clip this. That's fine. I'm going to be on certain podcasts on Sunday night anyway. A lot of people in the bowling world, like they seem like they hate bowling. And I know that's common in a lot of areas, but the guys who get more sponsors are the positive ones, are the ones who aren't attacking the thing they're in. I saw it all the time with Call of Duty. I'm a big Call of Duty fan. I've always have been. I'm one of the few guys who actually really loves the last couple of new games. And all the guys who despise Call of Duty and who are still Call of Duty creators, they don't get sponsorships. Sponsorships don't want to be with groups that just are angry and upset and trying to rile people up all the time. And I think that's one it wouldn't surprise me if that is a reason that some sponsors stay out of the bowling world. It would not surprise me at all. But of course, that's not something I can go and check. I can't check. I don't know who those people would have been who've ever looked into the sport. I know plenty of people have thought like, hey, bowling's a big game. What if we jump into it? And then you jump in and you look around. You're like, ooh, this is very negative. I don't know if I want our brand associated with that. So I think we are kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a lot as bowlers, which is unfortunate. Oh, Kubota is a tractor brand? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. All right, let me catch up. There's your Zach rant of the day, folks. Write it down. Write it down. G. Bryant, what is the bowling combine? We don't know yet. We are not sure. They announced that there will be a combine, but we don't know what it's going to be. There's more info coming Monday, August 10th, so next Monday. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm hoping to give more info on the combine. I'm honestly really excited about the combine because I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I'm just excited because it's an event in bowling. More events in bowling is good, and more not even a fun event, but like a different kind of event is really cool. So I'm in. Vincent, yeah, a lot of the communities are negative and non-supportive. It is, and it's tough. It's a really tough spot to be in. Like, if I had a company, like for me personally, if I would sponsor a bowling tournament, I would dig into that tournament and the tournament director. I would really dive in to make sure that they aren't, spewing anything that is against my brand, that would hurt my brand. So I've been removed and turned away from certain groups because of disputes about what the ZVL brand is about versus what they are about. It's the reason every week whenever I get an AI sponsorship invite, I don't accept it because I don't want generative AI in any of the stuff I do. So as a sponsor, as someone who could sponsor something, I don't have the money to sponsor much, but I get it. Alchemy Run 40s and the highest slip rated bowling shoes. Dude, I wore house shoes for a video a couple of days ago and I realized how terrible those are. And that would be hilarious. You could make some hilarious challenges. Gabriel, what are you drinking today? Gorilla Mind Red Gummy Fish. Not to be confused with Rain's White Gummy Bear. Different, but same. We're same, but different. Is Gremlin Tour X a good ball? Rev Dominant two-hander. I think it's very middle of the road. I think it'd be very middle of the road for that. It'll be good. It'll be smooth, which is going to be nice, but it'll be stronger for a lot of Rev Dominant guys. It's a medium ball, but it'll be a little more on the upper end. Michael, how come blue oil didn't become popular? If you feel like it would help the sport progress, like why haven't we seen it? Oh, the big reason is it stains everything. Yeah, blue oil stains the pins, it stains the bowling balls. It's stained too much. So that's why they went away from the blue and the red oil. It was a great idea, but the staining of it was too bad. Like if you would see guys who bowled on the TV show, like their ball would have rings around it that are the blue oil, which shows, by the way, lane shine is not from oil. Because if lane shine was from oil, only the track of the ball would be shiny. Think about that one a little bit. I hope I just blew some minds. Lane shine is not actually from oil. Or the lane. Why the 2-year warranty on Brunswick and no one else? Honestly, I have no idea. Not a clue. I don't have an answer for that one. I'm sorry. Grumpa, is there a good company that makes durable, stretchy, but classy shorts and pants? I'm on Under Armour right now. I have Under Armour pants, golf pants actually. So I'd recommend golf shorts and golf slacks. They're always stretchier because they're more like the athletic material. I don't know what the material is, but it's more athletic. Mug is hot swill from Andrew. Whew. Whew. Yofo, I meant, why are people willing to buy Motive with a higher price? Oh, yeah, hopefully I helped it. I mean, premium stuff. Why do people buy Guess? Why do people buy Gucci? It's not as, like, rich, like, themed, but it is, people see it as more premium. And they are all USA, and a lot of guys love that as well. Wayne, change your name to Angry Bowling Nerd, and you'll get sponsored. Oh, I see where you're coming from with that. What will happen? Let's say I sand my favorite Evoke Hysteria to 500 grit and then polish it. Will it look something different on the lane? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Surface changes will change stuff a lot. Yeah. Surface changes will change a lot about a ball. So I'd recommend experimenting with it because you can find some cool surfaces. Hey, we have Stu Williams sighting. I missed that. I was talking about golf pants and Stu's hopping in. What's going on, man? Squarespace have stopped sponsoring a bunch of creators. Really? That's interesting. It's unfortunate. Let's see. That was at 9:30, 7:31. Oh, you probably missed my long sponsor rant. G. Bryant, what's up, man? It's terrible you haven't gotten any bowling balls from companies. I think you'd be great. Thank you so much. No, I have good relationships with a couple of the companies right now, so maybe something in the future. We'll find out. RJ, forgot what brand, but used to be owned by Fred Borden. That name does not ring a bell. Google, I choose you. Fred Borden, first teaching coach of USA players. Oh, that guy. I recognize him. I didn't know that was his name. Okay. Huh. I'll have to look into that. See what brand that is. Yeah, I forgot what Swag All is. Grumpa, I buy Motive because they typically roll better for me and how helpful Nick Parr has been. Nick Parr is a saint, by the way. I've heard about some of the emails that man answers, and it's impressive. It's very, like, if you have layout questions or specific things, like, he answers them very quickly, which is really cool. It's really kind of him because that's something that isn't easy to do. Yeah, exactly, Vincent. Anything golf shorts or pants. Yeah, don't get like any kind of actual dress pants. I showed up, dumb story. So I got into bowling when I was like 18, right? And I went to a tournament when I was like late 18, early 19, way too early to be competing in a tournament. I had 2 bowling balls, a plastic ball that was drilled the day prior, my first ever spare ball, and a DV8 Thug, big, strong ASIM. And I threw it 100 miles an hour with about 3 revolutions. And I went to a tournament and I showed up because I looked at the dress code and it said jerseys or a polo and dress pants. And I showed up in an actual polo that I wore for high school basketball when we had to dress up, and dress pants because I didn't own a bowling jersey. Are you kidding me? I just got into the game. I didn't know those things existed. What I did after that was buy a jersey very quickly because for the record, I did cash. I cashed at the tournament, my very first one. I should have quit there and called it a career, been 1 for 1. I barely cashed, but I cashed. And yeah, one ball and a spare ball and a prayer. And I got crowbarred after that. Oh, I went like 100 under. I averaged 200 at the time. I think I played the gutter the whole time because that's all I knew how to play, and I got lucky. And then the next tournament, I went like 300 under and got crushed. G. Bryant, what is a bowling combine? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Maybe the combine is a new way for college bowlers to earn auto entries. That's what it sounds like, is like ways to get exempt, but we'll find out. We talked about the Gremlin Tour X, tractors, and huge earth movers. Earth mover is a wild phrase. Twister pins versus regular thoughts. I love bowling on twisters because you get cool messengers for clips. Otherwise, honestly, twisters are really, I don't like twisters. They do bounce around a lot more. You leave a lot more 4 9s, 9s, 7s, 10s. Like if your reaction, it's hard to explain. Like if you've got it on twisters, you're going to carry the world and you're going to average 250. If you don't have it, you're going to leave every kind of unfortunate thing under the sun. If your entry angle isn't correct, you don't have the right ball in your hands. The other issue, like behind the scenes of it, twister pins are plastic, so they get a lot more slimy from oil. So because of that, they actually cause a lot more issues in the machines, and also workers have to clean the pins a lot more and scrub them. So overall, twisters aren't the best, but they are a lot more durable and they last a heck of a lot longer than wood pins. Wood pins are like a 1 to 2 year contract at most. If places have them for more than 2 years, they're probably very dead. But twisters can be good for that, and twisters have gotten better, it seems like, but there's still issues. My current center has been testing twisters for a little bit now, and on just one pair of lanes. And you'll see some messengers coming from my channel that are wild, but they have run into some issues with them as well. And we've seen a lot more sliding and just overall more issues, which is unfortunate. Would you recommend sanding a concept? 100%. Yes. I think sanded concepts are generally going to be better for most guys because, especially if you're on sport shot, if you're on house shot and you're rev dominant, experiment. If that's your goal with a concept for a house shot, I mean, I wouldn't go shiny unless you are like 500 plus rev rate. Otherwise, shiny might not be the play. Let me see. I love gold pins. See, I never knew the gold pins. I never knew what the gold pins were. A whole lot. Speedo surf trunks work well. That went in a direction I didn't expect, JR. Shorts or slacks with pleats so you can bend without restriction. Speedo makes shorts or surf trunks? Like, and that's a play? I've never heard of that. I got to be honest, man. Or Junior. Sorry, not JR. I'm gonna look into that. I'm kind of curious. I really like my Lane Master bowling balls. The cover's really deep all the way to the core. Interesting. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Speedo surf trunks. I'm Googling this. This is what we call live reporting. Surf trunks. No way. Huh. Okay, they low-key look pretty sick. That was the most Gen Z thing I've said today. Okay, no, that's an actual Speedo, Google. That's not what I clicked on, excuse. Oh, I did click on that. Okay, not that. Men's Essentials Aqua Shorts. Not Aqua Shorts. I mean, most of them are very short. Man, the models they pick for this, that guy has a compass tattoo on his abs? I'm learning so much today. Most of them are very short, is what I'm seeing. Like, they are actual surf trunks. Surf trunks. Yeah. Why is Shut up, Ryan. Don't worry why I'm looking up Speedos on stream. TikTok, don't demonetize this. No, they're all like 7-inch inseam at most. But they look like they're just swimsuits. And I looked up surf trunks. Swim trunks. I'm not seeing surf trunks. And I'm also okay, yeah. All right, cool. My targeted ads now are going to be interesting, to say the least. Oh, I blame you guys. Wait, who was that had said that? Junior, by the way? Junior, I'm sending you every single Speedo ad I get now because of that. Edward, twisters are better for string than free fall. Oh, I never thought of that. I never thought of that at all. Nomar, my bowling center got new pins last Thursday, and I noticed the new pins and asked the owner if they were new. She was so happy someone noticed. I noticed because they sounded weird and were shiny and clean. Yes, so wood pins are interesting because it's kind of like a bell curve where it's like when you get them, they're going to be dead and you're going to leave a lot more corner pins. And then as they age and they get use, the pin reaction or like the bouncing of them gets better and better and better. And then once they hit like that point where they're dying, they get worse and worse and worse and worse until they get to a point where they just don't bounce around much at all. Yeah, soap and hot water for 10 minutes. Oh, wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you guys are talking about something different. Never mind. I thought you were talking about twister pins. I was like, yeah, soap and hot water is how you clean them, actually. Yeah, that is true. That's not a fun job either. Cleaning. I mean, if you have 20 lanes, you have 20 pins on each lane, 400 pins that you have to clean. No, thank you. Been driving all afternoon. Hey, here to help, Joe. Here to help. Andrew, Nick Parr is a true saint. Met him at Motive a few years ago. I contacted Motive about it, and Nick emailed you and let you know. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, gold pins. Yeah, I know they're super heavy. I don't know much about them, though. Hey, Ryan, thank you for following on TikTok. I didn't know you have a TikTok, man. Out of the new ball reviews, which one are you interested in? I'm liking the new Theorem. Oh, yeah, Theorem's my number one. I am most intrigued by the Combat Solid. That is my underdog is my hope. Because I love having another big ASIM solid. I hope it's different than the Spartan and the Zero Mercy in a lot of ways. We haven't really seen much of a comparison between all of them. I really hope it fits a unique spot, or like the ball is sick when shiny or something, kind of like the Spartan. That'd be really cool to see. But otherwise, yeah, I think the Theorem is probably going to be the GOAT of the category. I mean, the original was really good. It sounds like this one's just a little bit stronger. So, yeah. Yeah, Theorem Delta, yes. Sorry, I should have said Theorem Delta instead of just new Theorem. Yofo, I watched a J.R. Raymond video about wiping your ball doesn't matter. When I first started learning bowling, stopped wiping my ball and it died after a couple months. Yeah, wipe your ball every shot. Highly recommend it. It's no, you need to wipe your ball. So bowling balls are sponges. That's how reactive cover stocks work. Is they are sponges, but they take time to absorb. Like if you buy like a brand new Brunswick ball, because they absorb faster than everybody. You will throw the ball your first time. It's going to get back to you, and you're going to notice the oil is pretty much gone off the ball. And it's not because you're not bowling on oil. It's because it already got absorbed. But after a little bit of time, that oil does stay on the cover stock, and it absorbs slower and slower and slower. So that's where Ron Hicklin's Back to Life is there. The goal of that is to get it to absorb more oil again. And if you leave oil on the bowling ball, even if it looks like there isn't much on it, there is still oil on it, and it's still going to be absorbing. So the more oil you can get off and get into a chamois, the better, because that's going to extend the lifespan. Now, it's hard to tell when a ball dies is a big one. Is a ball is truly quote unquote dead if you throw it and you clean it, like you wipe it off, and then and there's still oil like coming out of the ball. That's when the ball is completely toasted. That's when it's shot and it's dead. But a bowling ball, the more oil it absorbs, the weaker it's going to get and the smoother it's going to get. So if you're a newer bowler, like Brian said, he never wiped his ball off for the first 13 years. The balls were dead. Very much so. Like if you throw a new version of the ball, you would notice probably 7 to 10 more boards of hook. But because a ball's a sponge and it probably absorbed as much as it could, but you didn't notice it as much just because of how you were playing or whatever it may be. Let's see. LaShawn left the 4-7-10 and I left the 6-7-10 on lanes next to each other Saturday. Oh, and you made the spares? That's so cool. That is so cool. Let's see. Ryan, I've used TikTok 3 times. Good. Glad to make it 4. Oh, Edward. Heads up, pay attention to Lucky Strike and AMF over the next few weeks. A lot of changes happening. Very, very good for the sport and centers. Care to explain, oh mysterious one? I'm imagining this as like you just dropping down from the heavens and saying, by the way, this is happening, and then disappearing. So yeah, what if you have more to say? I'm very interested. You've caught my attention, Edward. 3612. Let me know. I'm very curious, but let's keep going. Chloe, pick one. Alpha Crux, Viking Conquest. Looking for a pocket. Oh, Viking Conquest. Alpha Crux is very slow. Very, very slow down lane. Jaybird, how do you manage your bowling ball collection? I have a few nibs in the collection I want to throw, but my arsenal is working out. Oh, I currently have 5. I have like 7 or 8 nib balls that I haven't drilled. I actually have now 2 Rockstar amps in box. Somebody actually gifted me a couple of amps, which was very nice of them, a friend of mine, because nobody else likes them, but I do. I just really like stuff that people don't like. I don't know why, but yeah, I have, like, if I go through my collection, what do I all have? I did this. God, that was early in my YouTube career. Or in my TikTok careers. I went through all of my equipment. I had it all laying on the ground. I went through all the gems. I have a Halo Pearl is my like crown jewel, a new inbox Halo Pearl from 2020. I have an IQ Ruby yet. I have a Scorpion Low Flare yet that I haven't put holes into. I have an Origin that I haven't put holes into. I have a Zen Asura. That was an oopsie when I bought an overseas ball from Bowler's Mart. They had a huge overseas sale back in like 2021 or so. And I bought a ball and they said, sorry, we sold out. Pick another. We'll give you the same price. And I look on the website and I see a Zen Asura. It's the OG Zen Core, the same cover, but just a different colorway. It's like a blue. And so I snagged that. It was like a $170 ball and they charged me $100. It was great. But I have those. What else do I have? I have a couple others. Those 2 Rockstar amps. I do have something else. I don't remember what though. But yeah, I have a lot of nibs. I just don't drill them, in all honesty. I'm really bad with drilling them because I try to stay up to date on a lot of current bowling balls. So I try to get the new stuff to be able to give you guys the best opinion possible, which means I don't really have room. Like, I don't want to drill an Origin right now because I have the Spartan that fits there. I have that new Ion Max 40. I have a couple of balls that fit that same slot. So I have an Origin yet and I don't use it. IQ Ruby, I still use my old one. Scorpion Low Flare in Alert has now taken that spot. Before that, an Ion Pro took that spot. So I don't really have a reason to drill that. So yeah, there are, yeah, I love a lot of new inbox balls, but I need to learn how to drill them is the hard part. Like, I need to actually put holes in them. Grumpa, next sport pattern at League is supposed to be 45 feet 1-to-1. Gross. Play up the gutter and good luck. Man, yeah, our Edward, who is our secret insider. I wanted to mention too, if you are like an actual Bolero person, hit me up. I'd love to have a conversation. If you guys want to improve, like have some talks about like marketing that info, I would love to. That's something I should really open myself up to more. My goal is to improve bowling. So if I can help places like get their word out there, I would love to. Which is why I'm actually going to have some KR Strike Force reviews coming very soon, is because those guys, like, they sent me some stuff and like, hey, can you review this and pop some videos out about it? We'll give you some notes of like what the differences are in the shoes compared to other stuff and just in general. And yeah, I'm here to try to help out in that regard, be able to help bowlers know what stuff is. And that's kind of my goal with the ball review stuff, is like, I don't do ball reviews, but I talk about all the bowling balls and do a bunch of research on it so you guys know better, because I mean, the main goal is to get you guys better info. And sometimes the marketing info on a website isn't good. So goal is to get you guys all that stuff so you make the right choices. Tori Casey looked up blue maca insoles and read reviews. Very impressed. Can order some on my feet all day in law enforcement. Hey, awesome. Yeah. Let me know what you think of them, Tori. Make sure you use code ZVL Bowling as well. But no, thank you. Yeah, that'd be awesome if you try them out. I'm a big fan so far. They're no slip, and I didn't realize no slip was so important. Dave Tolson, I reset my Jackal Ghost 2 to 3,000 using the recommended step process. That's where it's best. Okay. Wes, I remember the thing from Dinothane was Phil was running it. Their soaker cover was the first I remember. That's intentionally absorbs oil. Interesting. How does the new Gremlin compare to the Ion Max? Weaker. A lot weaker. Similar. It's a little quicker down lane as well. Like the collabs with creating the difference. The collabs. What's the collab? Oh, the collabs. The collabs. Yes, exactly. More collabs on the way. Also, I have to send a note out very soon. Eric, what is the word in the pro shop you work at about why people don't care for the Rockstar Amped? Because the Phase 2 Pearl came out. That's why. People would rather get a ball with a Phase logo than a ball with a Rockstar logo, because the Phase has a much longer history. So that was solely because of how it was released, unfortunately. I want to start collecting overseas VIP and Paint the Lanes pink balls. It's expensive, so be ready. Yeah, exactly. It was awful time. That was the worst timing I've seen. It was so unfortunate. What's better, red or blue monster? Blue. Definitely the blue one. The red one's not good. Like, isn't that the fruit punch? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. Ryan, I'm getting a second TDH soon. There you go. They're going to be cheap soon. Your channel is growing. Thank you so much, Vincent. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a fun couple of months. I was talking to the wife earlier about some of that stuff, and we're like, God, we never thought it would be here so quickly. Like even when I quit my job in March, like I didn't expect where we're at. Do I have an extra torpedo direct hit? I do not. And did they send me the Mike Wazowski ball? I wish I could do the Mike Wazowski. The Mike Wazowski. No, I do not have the Mike Wazowski ball, but I think they do have some cool Disney balls. I think that was a really cool collab on their part. I'm trying to get them to do Disney chamois is my big one. I got to admit, KR has some sick chamois. They have some food-themed ones. We had them at a pop-up pro shop that I was at. Like, once we sold out of ZVL chamois, we had a bunch of food ones that I brought. There's, like, pizza and eggs and donut. And, oh, my God, people loved them. They bought so many of them. And they were cool. They look sick. There was a waffle one. There was... What else? I found out there was a 4-leaf clover one, which was really cool. That one had a really good green on it. It was fantastic. Yeah. Oh, they are very different. Oh yeah, they were very different bowling balls. I agree. Like they were different enough. Now, I don't think a person needed to buy both, but I think there were people who would have leaned into one or the other. And also the tour guys really took to the Phase 2 Pearl. The Rockstar Amped was a little too big and slow for a lot of those guys, so makes sense. Oh, Andrew Burns. Once league gets underway, Lucky Strike will show their hand. This has actually been in development since the first of the year. Cannot say what or when, but will be beneficial to league bowlers. Oh, okay. All right. Where, Andrew, you've been here the whole time and you're dropping some information, huh? Man, I am intrigued right now. I am curious. Two different things. I'm excited to hear what it is. As arguably the only content creator who makes positive stuff about any Lucky Strikes information, I am very excited, actually. I am. I think that'd be really cool to hear what that is. I would pay money to be one of the first to hear about it and be able to get an interview. I would love that. I might have to hit some people up. We'll see. Grumpa, 2 Zen Gold labels, Emerge Pearl. Oh, an Emerge Pearl. Wow. Hypervenom, Raptor Rush, and a dozen others. Nice. Alchemy, got to throw the Fallout for the first time. Never stood so far left in my life. Yeah. Oh, that cover is so strong out of box. That cover is so strong. Sidetrack. I also tend to like balls nobody else does. Snapshot Hybrid. Hey, good. Brio, I'm ignoring Ryan's comment. I snagged a severe collision on Bowler Smart for 100. Yeah, I know. I'm seeing severe collisions for dirt cheap right now. I'm low-key tempted. If I didn't have my Spartan, I would probably grab one. Michael, I have my Zero Mercy at 500 grit and Phase 2 at 2,000. There you go. Chloe, Wicked Gremlin. Are they talking about the newest? Yes, the Wicked Gremlin is the newest Gremlin. Yes, that is a solid version. Everbowl and Fargo. Yeah, Fargo, North Dakota. I have. My favorite center there is actually in Moorhead. It is Sunset. Sunset Lanes is really cool. They have a lot of really good people that run that place. Awesome leagues, awesome tournaments. They're great. The Severe Collision is good, but it's long. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Yofo, got the Evoke Hysteria. Would getting a Mania be redundant? Yeah, I think so. I think it would be. Xander, I'm a two-hander, but I'm messing around with my dad's one-handed equipment. I've been loving it. So tomorrow I'm getting a bionic. There you go. Nice. Can you wash a leather chamois? You can. You can clean leather chamois. You need warm water and dish soap. So what you do is you get some kind of tub that the chamois will fit in, fill it with hot water, put some soap in it, dish soap, not hand soap, and you put the chamois in it, make sure it's submerged, keep it there. The water's going to get really dark and grimy. You're going to dump out the water. You're going to redo the process until the water is not grimy anymore. The one issue is you're going to have to leave your chamois and let it dry for like a good 24 hours. It takes a while for that to dry, but it is a good way to clean it. Jaybird, I got my son listening in. Can you give him your best explanation of the 3 phases of ball roll? I can do it. I can try my best. So There are 3 phases of a bowling ball's roll. There is the skid phase, the hook phase, and the roll phase. The skid phase is what happens when the ball is not hooking. You throw the ball, it's still rolling over oil. It's spinning, but it's not hooking. It's not doing anything. It is going straight where you threw it. That is the skid phase. Now, when that bowling ball encounters dry boards, when it gets off of the oil, it hits the hook phase. The hook phase is when the ball begins to start turning. So it's like if you're driving a car and the wheels turn. When those wheels turn, that is what the hook phase is like. When the wheels are straight, that is the skid phase. When they turn, it is the hook phase. And then you have the roll phase, which is when the ball has finished hooking and now it's rolling towards the pins, towards the head pin. So I wish I could do a good picture of it because pictures are generally best for the skid, hook, and roll. But hopefully that's a good TLDR of it. Let's see. Bowling.com still has physics blackouts. Wonders why it's still 173. Not many people buy 12-pound balls, so it's probably kind of a tough spot to be in. Is Track Legion solid good for a beginner? It can be. I would recommend weaker. Yeah, Vincent hits it perfectly. Yeah, it's I mean, it can be okay. I'll try that process. Perfect, John. Tori, are y'all interested in severe? Love mine, 20 to 10 guy. Does my righty buddy, higher rev righty, great ball. Yeah, I mean, if you're a lefty, yeah, the collisions are a good line. All right, we are going to do a quick last call for questions. We'll be live for just a couple more minutes. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and like if you have not. It's the best way to help support the channel. Really huge thank you to everybody that's out there right now. You guys have been supporting an absolute ton over the last couple of weeks, and we have a lot of exciting stuff coming in the next couple of days. So I really hope you are ready for that. There's just a lot of exciting stuff in general coming out on this channel, which is fun. Being able to do this full time, I have a lot more time to be able to make content that's actually useful for you guys is my goal. I want you guys to hopefully be able to get something out of every video, every live stream, every short, all that stuff. That's my overall goal for the channel. So we have a lot of cool things coming. We will be live again next Monday, by the way, when the PBA announces their new thing, whatever it may be. I will be live at my usual 2 o'clock time on Monday, and we'll be able to talk about everything going on in that regard. I'm very excited to see what it is. Very, very excited to see what it is. But let's see. Any new questions? Yes, B-Roy, is the Identity any good? Got one to replace my power hitter. Yes. Oh, yeah. The Identity was good. The reason it didn't sell well is because it was limited edition, and they came out with a second one within 3 months. So that's why the Identity, you can still find it in a lot of places. It was a good ball. The ball reaction was great. It's just the actual, like, not eyes, but the actual, optics. There we go. Optics of the ball were bad. It's like eyes of the ball. No, that ain't it, Chief. Ryan, I haven't thrown a DV8 ball since the Thug Life. Was the Thug Life the purple and yellow one? I had that one, I think. Wait. Oh, no. The Thug Life was the green one. That one sucked. I'm thinking of the Thug Corrupt, right? Yes, the Thug Corrupt was one of them I had. There was one other Thug one. It was like green and purple. Thug Unruly, maybe? Yes, it was the Thug Unruly. God, that thing hooked at your toes. Oh, that thing hooked so early. All right, 2 final questions here. Brio, Phase 2 or GB5 solid? If you want to save some money, GB5 solid. Phase 2 has a better history. But the GB5 is like $40 cheaper. So up to you on that regard in that sense. Brian, a bowler, gave us an IQ Tour Emerald. Oh, I'm so jealous. That's awesome. Yes. Yes, that's a good one to teach your friend with. Jaybird, do you have any other ways to invest in your coaching services? Right now, I do not, unfortunately. And Jake, what would you say is the ugliest ball on the market? Ooh, I'm going to look through. I'm going to open my bowling ball list quick. Actually, I have a bowling ball pictures desktop page. So let me look. I hate the Swag Assassin colors. I think they're terrible together. I'm just going to go through a lot of bowling balls. I have every ball that's on the market right now on here. I don't like the Black Widow 3.0 colors, the brown and black. I'm not in the orange. I'm not a big fan of. Let's see. That one's good. Effect Tour, I do actually hate the look of. I like the ball, but I hate the look. Equinox Solid is a little bit ugly. The Fusion Hybrid is really ugly. It's like a weird green and black and red. Let's see. Hustle VP is better in person. A lot of people don't like it. I think it looks all right. That one's really good. The OG Gremlin is great. GB5 Hybrid is gorgeous. Ion Max Pearl is a top 5 looking ball of the year. I hate the IQ 78's maroon. I think that's really bad. Judge Pearl is super ugly. That's just bad. And same with the Judgment Hybrid. That one's not very pretty. There's a lot of good looking bowling balls. Now that I look at it, Monsoon has really good colors. The Thrills are all really good colors. The Max Thrills. The Revenges are a good color. The Rocket AI looks pretty cool. Sigma Tour is good. Spartan's good. Of course, the all black bowling balls are good. Stealth Mode Hybrid, I'm not a big fan of the look of that guy. Super Clutch, I don't like the bright yellow as much, especially with the black. Vengeance Returns looks gorgeous. Turbo X, I don't like the colors of. And yeah, I think that's about all of them. Really, there aren't many bad looking bowling balls. The company has done a good job of making actually pretty bowling balls, which is good. Oh yeah, Evil Eye Pearl. That's a tough one. A lot of people like that. A lot of people like the Evil Eye Pearl colorway. You throw the Sapphire yet? I have not. I was not able to get one early. I feel like one of the worst looking is the Heckler Taunt. Yeah, that one kind of looks bad. You're right. You're right. Vincent Rude. Sorry. Thug Life is a goat ball. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. We are going to call it on that, folks. Hopefully that helped a lot of you guys out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I really do appreciate it. Remember, if you do, make sure to check out, if you do subscribe, make sure to subscribe if you haven't or follow. We have a lot of cool videos coming out tomorrow. Over on YouTube, we have our national singles set is going to be coming out tomorrow. We're going to talk about how that went. I have a commentary over top of it. So if you want to hear how to shoot 700 at nationals for next year, I've got you covered in that video. On the short form platforms, our reviews of all the new bowling balls are starting to go live. IQ Sapphire going live tomorrow along with a couple other balls. We also have a fun parody of the PBA Combine that's coming very soon. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm going to be recording that right after this. It's some dumb ideas for that video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Good stream, Goat. Hey, thanks, Not So Pro. Really appreciate it. I also have some videos coming out soon of me and a friend beating some kids in a Baker match, in a best of 3 Baker match. So make sure to stay tuned for that on the short form as well. But I hope you guys really enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support lately. I really do appreciate it. Huge thank you to all the sponsors who've been popping up in this corner. Recruit Us is a fantastic one. We have Turbo Products. We have Apparel EFX where you can use code ZVL for 10% off any jerseys. I have some sick jerseys I'm going to be showing off soon. G Fuel, 30% off ZVL Bowling, or yeah, 30% off using code ZVL Bowling as well. They have a couple new flavors that have come out recently, which is awesome. Bowling.com, if you buy anything from them, make sure to say that ZVL sent you. ZVL Chamois, DHLab3D.com. We have all 5 colorways still out there, not sold out quite yet. Otherwise, that is going to be everything. That was a lot, but thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. I will see you all on the next one.